Good evening and welcome to 88.3 WCBN FM's coverage of Michigan women's basketball. Tonight, the 6-1 Wolverines host the 4-3 Syracuse Orange. Michigan coming into this one ranked number 24 in the country. Syracuse, after a program record 31 consecutive weeks in the NCAA poll, just dropped out. They are the first team receiving votes, so a team not to be taken lightly. Alongside Temi Yusuf, my name is Adam Rich, and we are delighted to bring you this game from the Chrysler Center here in Ann Arbor. And Temi, for Syracuse, a program that came into this season with high expectations, but before really even the offseason could begin, terrible news for the Orange in the way of Tiana Mangankahia.
Yeah, Tiana Mangankahia during the offseason was diagnosed with breast cancer, which is, as we all know, a really terrible and hard disease to combat with. And so I'm sure it must have been tough for her to accept that she couldn't play this season. But after November, we have learned that she is actually cancer-free, and we hope that it stays that way. And her being such a great player and a really important piece for the Syracuse game as their point guard has been replaced by the redshirt junior, Kiara Lewis. She's from Chicago, Illinois, standing at 5 feet and 8 inches. She spent her first year at our rival, Ohio State, which is never good, but hey, she did what she could. But she has had a good start. She's averaging 15.9 points and 6 assists, which is always something we like, which is always something nice, and we like to see how she plays against our Michigan Wolverines.
Absolutely. Kiara Lewis definitely stepping up this year, leading the team in both points and assists, a rare combination from a rare type of player. She's actually scored 16 points or more in 6 out of 7 games this year. So Lewis absolutely dominating on the floor. And like you said, Mangankahia, such a key player for this team, and AP All-America honorable mention last year, also made the ACC first team, a 4-time Player of the Week. The year before, she actually set a Syracuse and ACC record in assists with 304, led the NCAA as well, so a huge loss. But on the other side of that coin, incredible what she has had to endure, the resiliency, and like you said, great that she has finally made it through, like you said, cancer-free after 8 rounds of chemotherapy, so we wish her the best. We are elated to hear that she is back in good health. We hope that it stays that way. And speaking of good health, really even good form, the Michigan Wolverines have been that lately at 6-1, but a player in particular, Naz Hillman.
Now, Naz Hillman, her freshman year, she already had so many accolades. She was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year, and I believe also all-team, first all-team as well last year. Already she's averaging 15.4 points and 9.1 rebounds. She's third in the Big Ten for rebounding, and she has about 3.9 offensive rebounds. She's really been great this year. A key player at Michigan, starting for the first. She's in the starting lineup and has constantly been in all 7 games Michigan has played. So we're also excited to see how she plays tonight. We know she definitely will not let up.
Naz Hillman, an absolute beast inside. I've had the pleasure of actually meeting her mother this year. She sits behind the table, a front row seat, and you can hear her all the way across the arena. A passionate parent. Naturally, Naz Hillman, a passionate player down on the floor, like you said, an absolute tank when it comes to scoring inside, rebounding as well. Last year, Naz Hillman didn't attempt a 3. It was rumored that this season, Michigan would be taking a more positionless approach to their offensive game. However, Naz Hillman, still 0 3-pointers. Do you think that changes tonight, or do you think they're still just going to stick to what works and pound it inside with Hillman, particularly against a Syracuse team that isn't all that big?
See, with Michigan being so against Syracuse, Michigan is 4-0, so I think that's something that they may try to use to their advantage, that may be motivating them to play it on the safer side, because the last time they did play this team was actually in 2010. And also in the Big Ten and ACC kind of challenge here, Michigan has been 8-4 in the last 2 years. They haven't actually won, so I'm sure that's something they'd want to do. So I would say that they play it a bit more safe tonight, and they keep that normal pounding in that they have, rather than trying something new or experimenting. I think we should leave that for the smaller games, I would say.
Starting lineup for Syracuse, it's Gabby Cooper, Emily Angsler, Kiara Lewis, Digna Stroutman, Amaya Finkley-Guidy on the Michigan side as the Wolverines win the tip. Amy Dilk, Kenray Johnson, Naz Hillman, Kayla Robbins and Haley Brown. Michigan starting with the basketball. Working around the perimeter, Syracuse coming out in a 2-3 zone. Johnson up top, swings Robbins near side. Robbins flips inside, Brown pumps. She's fouled on the attempt though, and Haley Brown will now have a chance for 2 at the line.
We can see as the game started immediately, everyone was on defense, even when they really didn't need to be. And so now we'll have Haley, the 2 free throws.
Haley Brown, the junior from Canada, puts up the first. She sinks it. Nothing but net on that one. And, you know, for Haley Brown, it had been a rough go the week before, scoreless against EMU, already changing tonight. She's actually got 2 points now as she hits the second as well, and Michigan comes out on their first defensive set in a press. We've rarely seen that this year, a staple of the Michigan defense. Now a trap near midcourt, a great trap at that. Syracuse tries to save the ball, throw it off of Hillman, fast break Michigan. Kayla Robbins up the floor, tries to move, swatted from behind. A great play by Emily Engsler to save an easy layup.
Yeah, Emily Engsler actually averages the double-double, 10.9 points and 11.5 rebounds.
Emily Engsler second on the team in blocks as well. She's got 10 total as Michigan inbounds, leading 2-0, just under 9:30 in this one. Amy Dilk up top, swinging Robbins. Michigan really playing a bunch of players below the free throw line as Kenray Johnson gets a free throw line catch, puts it up. No good, back rim, rebound Engsler. Syracuse now pushing back the other way. Kiara Lewis not really picked up until late. Kenray Johnson nearly strips her, but instead Lewis getting it back, laying it in on the left side for 2. Michigan now working back the other way. Now under 9 minutes in this one. Once again, Wolverines working against that Syracuse 2-3 zone. Active hands as Haley Brown looks to post up inside. Dangerous pass stolen by Gabby Cooper. She's met by Amy Dilk. She'll have to pull up. A good job by Amy Dilk to stop the fast break. Syracuse side, Stroutman drive. She lays that one in off the glass, and Syracuse now leading this one 4-2 off the finesse finish from Digna Stroutman. Michigan back on offense, quick to break the press. Weaving it around, it's Kayla Robbins up top. Her dad actually followed me on Twitter the other day. Very flattered for that one. So,
Did you speak with him too?
I did not speak with him. He saw a clip that we did for BTN as Naz Hillman lays one in with the left hand. A nifty finish, the up and under, as Syracuse quick across the timeline to break that vaunted Michigan press. Now wide open far wing, it's Gabby Cooper. Front rim barely touches anything. Rebound inside. Amaya Finkley-Guidy, she's stripped. Gets it back, but now a jump ball. The Wolverines frenetic on the defensive side.
Yeah, with Robbins battling her for that one. I, being a little bit biased, would say it should be with Robbins, but that jump ball. Actually, no, they're inbounding it.
Yeah, Michigan won the tip, so the possession arrow over to Syracuse as the clock now at 8 minutes. Stroutman swings to Cooper. Now to Lewis, looking to isolate on Kenray Johnson. Kenray Johnson, the senior, a captain for this team, endured a bunch of injuries during her time in the Wolverine uniform. Lewis now looking to drive a little hezzy. Tries to flip it up. It's no good. Syracuse nearly the offensive rebound, but instead that one off of Finkley-Guidy, and the ball instead transferring over to the Wolverines, who are now met with Syracuse's own form of a press. Amy Dilk finally gets it across the timeline. 21 now on the shot clock. Michigan once again facing that press. A dangerous skip pass looking for Naz Hillman up top. Instead tipped out of bounds by Amaya Finkley-Guidy. The ball going to stay with Michigan. 15 on the shot clock. This one still tied up at 4.
And we'll have Dilk, Amy Dilk, inbound it for Michigan right now.
Amy Dilk, the freshman, struggled a bunch against Notre Dame. That pass inside to Hillman, lays it in for now her 3rd and 4th points of the game. And there it is, Temi. Naz Hillman continuing to dominate down low. Syracuse easily across. Stroutman passes up an easy 3. Emily Engsler now skips that one to Cooper, a wide open 3 of her own. Hits it from the corner, and Syracuse retakes a 7-4 lead. Michigan now breaking the press. One-on-one opportunity inside for Johnson. She stops and puts it up, lays it in. That one rattled home a little bit off the jump stop for Kenray Johnson, but Michigan now getting the lead for themselves. Syracuse side, Gabby Cooper passed up a wide open triple. She had hit one, the possession down. Instead travels as Coach Kim Barnes-Arico comes flying out on the court, telling her players to settle down. And for both teams, it's really been a hectic game thus far, particularly with the pressure defenses we've seen on both sides of the basketball.
Yeah, the game's been pretty quick, and a lot of what's been happening here is that they've been crowding next to the basket right as soon as they bring it into the paint. rather than that spread out or trying to actually effectively get rebounds.
Johnson, good touch, flips it up, not even close off the backboard, didn't find its way even to the rim. Syracuse rebound. Kiara Lewis, the leading scorer, pushing back the other way. Tries a shimmy, she gets by Dilk easily and almost made that one. She blew the layup instead, a wide open chance missed by Lewis. Johnson back the other, and great bounce pass, Hillman, swatted by Emily Enxler, a great play who now looks to push back on her own. Enxler met by Dilk, drives her, spins inside, a difficult contested shot, it's missed. The rebound though, a tie-up, down low, a jump ball, the possession gonna go over to Michigan. The Wolverines still leading 8-7, but once again, sloppy play stemming from the hectic nature of this one.
Yeah, I believe the players are trying trying to be a little crafty, and in that they get, as some would say, lost in the sauce.
Syracuse definitely lost in the sauce the last 2 possessions down. They've missed 2 easy layups. Michigan as well, missing a layup. That one, a layup opportunity now for Haley Brown. She's fouled, though, and she'll go to the line once again for 2. That play for Michigan working incredibly well. A ball swing over to the far side and then slipping the initial passer on the possession down below. I believe that's 4 or 5 times we've seen that exact same play lead to a wide open shot for the Wolverines.
Yeah, drop mine. She's a bit aggressive, and I feel like she needs to watch where her hands are going a little bit. Haley Brown with those really great free throws. She's been doing great things whole season already.
Yeah, Haley Brown on the year, 7 games, 21.1 minutes per game as she hits the second one as well. Only 6.9 points, though. Her scoring went down from her freshman to sophomore year, also went down from her sophomore to junior year, but Haley Brown, a player who can do it in many realms other than just scoring. Now on the Syracuse offensive side, double down low, great skip past Syracuse, working around, looking for the open person, now shooting from 3. It's recently checked into the game, Tesha Hyman, and she hits that one to knot the game up at 10. Michigan now with the ball, still the starters for the Wolverines. Hillman, Dilk, Robbins, Johnson, Brown. It's been that way the entire season, making up for the losses of Nicole Munger and Hallie Thoman, doing a commendable job at 6-1 thus far, ranked number 24. A strong start to the year for the Wolverines. However, more recently when they were here against Notre Dame, a struggle as Amy Dilk splits the double team, lays it up, but instead a delayed call. The refs look each other in the eye and decide that one's a block, so Amy Dilk will now have an opportunity to go to the free throw line, and for the Wolverines, free throws have been the name of the game thus far.
Yeah, and it's always good to see a team who can actually make free throws. I believe they've been around 73% this season already and kind of making those free throws, and that's always something and she does not make the free throw, unfortunately.
Yeah, naturally a reverse jinx on that one. Amy Dilk back rimming that one. And for Dilk, a player who KBA has challenged to be like Oregon's Sabrina Ionescu as she hits the second. She's shown flashes as Isabel Verajao and Michelle Sedor now check into the game, but Dilk's career been very inconsistent thus far. The talent definitely there, tantalizing at times, but still the execution leaving a bit to be desired, as the Syracuse execution now leaving a bit to be desired. The pass from Kiara Lewis over the head of the freshman Tesha Hyman going out of bounds. Michigan now back with the ball.
Yeah, and just talk a little bit about the freshman Isabel Vajera, who's coming out. She's been a key figure on the bench in the EMU game. She had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks. So the Michigan's bench so far has definitely been effective. And even being freshman, she definitely is showing herself on the court.
And there she is, Verajao from the mid-range, back rim, but it's Naz Hillman among 3 Orange defenders, grabbing a rebound, kicking back out. Amy Dilk wanting to shoot. Now pass inside to Verajao, looking to spin inside, fades a little Dirk action, and she hits that one. A great finish from Isabel Verajao. A great contest from the defensive side, but Verajao fading just enough to give that one the kiss off the glass. Now it's Digna Stroutman, other side, that one in and out. A rebound for Syracuse. They kick back out now, a wide open 3 passed up by Hyman. She swings, and now it's Cooper, an open 3. She hits, and the score now knotted up at 13 as we are just over 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Amy Dilk now back the other way. Only 1 point on those 2 free throws. Pass inside to Hillman. The Michigan Wolverines looking to go high-low, but Naz Hillman picks up an offensive foul. Lowered the shoulder on that one into Gabby Cooper, who draws Hillman's first.
We'll have a little bit of a media timeout here.
4:04 left in the first quarter. This one tied up at 13. The leading scorer On the Syracuse side and the game, Gabby Cooper, she's got 6 points of 2 of 3 shooting, all of which have come from 3 on the Michigan side. Both Naz Hillman and Haley Brown pacing the Wolverines with 4 points, but for Michigan, 0 3-pointers taken thus far.
Now, I don't know if I would say I'm shocked, but as well, I think we're playing it a little bit safer here and working with what we know, what we're good at. And if it's those mid-range jumpers, those pull-up shots, those layups, I think that if we're being effective, I mean the game is tied, then why not? I do think maybe we should take a bit more, as we're 44.4 for all field goals. So I mean we're not strong, but we're doing all right. I mean, the Syracuse team is 50% for their field goals and 60% for their 3-pointers. So it's kind of interesting to see that nonetheless we're still tied up, though we've pretty much been around a similar area. I think those free throws have definitely helped us because we are at an 83.3% there.
Yeah, Michigan doing their work at the free throw line, like you said, 5 of 6, and on the boards as well, these teams tied up at 5. 2 of the best teams in the country in rebounding, and very interesting in that for Michigan, a lot of that can be attested to their height across the board. Lots of players on this Michigan roster over 6 foot. Really, every single player in the starting lineup over 6 feet tall for the Wolverines. But on the Syracuse side, it's really more about the aggression and the fact that the guards crash the glass as well.
Yeah, I would say that Syracuse is making it known that height isn't everything. They definitely are being aggressive, as they may double or even triple team certain players, like Naz Hillman was just recently, and they're kind of like bees. They kind of swarm in, or they may spread out. So teams are definitely using different tactics, but I do believe that Michigan is combating these well, just as we have players that are effective. There's great communication going on the floor.
And for Michigan on the defensive side, over the course of their last 2 games, on average, they have allowed 43 points on 28% shooting by their opponents. However, Syracuse, like you said, shooting it well tonight, and even against Notre Dame the last time the Wolverines played a marquee matchup, an ACC foe as well. In that one, Notre Dame shot 50% on the game, and it really took a late cold stretch by Notre Dame to lower that percentage to 50. The Fighting Irish shooting well above that, so defense, a certain level of concern for the Wolverines. Not necessarily bringing it tonight, however, that press a way for them, at least for Coach Kim Barnes-Rico, to hopefully speed up the pressure in this one, rely less on her half-court defense that at times has been shaky in this league. Back to the action here, ticking under 4 minutes. Michigan coming out in a 2-3 zone. It's Dilk, Robbins, Brown, Sidor, and Verjao again as the Wolverines get a steal from that half-court set. And Amy Dilk now pushes up for Michigan. Dilk looking to knife through the defense. She gets ripped, though. 2 Syracuse defenders combining on the steal. Gabby Cooper now back the other way, floats that one up to Hyman. Hyman on the left wing. She now pulls for 3. A step back, hits it to put Syracuse ahead 16-3. A pure shot from Tesha Hyman.
Amy Dilk absolutely playing with her defender there until the timeout.
Amy Dilk showing off the handles, like you said, near the timeline. A foul picked up on her defender. She'll actually check out with that, and now it'll be Naz Hillman coming back into this one for Haley Brown, and for Dilk checking in was Danielle Roush. Danielle Roush has played relatively sparingly on the season. She is the backup point guard, but Amy Dilk, a player who really plays the majority of those minutes. Danielle Roush, a Michigan connection in and of herself. Her father actually played under former coach John Beeline at Lemoyne.
Oh, wow.
Roush with the ball now. She passes inside to Verjao. Michigan looking to go high-low, looking to get Hillman that touch. They finally do. Hillman from the low block, faces up, kicks back out. Sidor looks to drive, gets middle, pulls up mid-range, and rattles that one off the back of the rim. A good-looking shot from the freshman.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was beautiful right there. I don't think I've seen something that pretty all night.
Michelle Sidor wearing number 24, a little reminiscent of Kobe Bryant on that one from the mid-range. Syracuse now on the other side, leading still 16-15. From the corner, a shot by Cuse, a block shot by Kayla Robbins, and then a push against Mava Jaldi-Tabi. Not called, though. Surprising on that one. Really used both hands to just about shove Danielle Roush to the floor. No call. Instead, Syracuse basketball, a missed one there. Wolverines going to have to D up. Shot clock now down to 11 seconds. Pass inside. Stroutman swings back out. From the corner, it's Lewis. Now up top, Hyman from way downtown. She hit that one from Farmington Hills.
Now, we were talking about three-pointers. Michigan, you got to respond to that.
Syracuse leading 19-15 on 5 of 8 from three-point range. Michigan still not a single attempt as Verjao works inside. Can't get that one to go. Comes up a little sluggish as that one hit off the glass, but even more sluggish the pass from Deanna Stroutman beyond the outstretched arms of Kiara Lewis and sending the ball back to Michigan with 2:10 to go in this first quarter.
Syracuse leading with 19, Michigan at 15. As you said previously, 2:10 in the quarter.
Fresh shot clock for Michigan off the turnover. Sidor, the star freshman to inbound. Sidor scored that last basket for Michigan, but a dynamite score. Second all-time in New Jersey career points scored. One of 3 players ever with over 3,000. Back to the action here. It now is Sidor pumping inside to Verjao. From the block, faces up, puts it up, rattles it home. Just found its way down after rolling around the rim. Michigan getting back on defense. A little discombobulated. Easy pass inside to Jaldi-Tabi. Looks to do the dream shake. She does and puts it in off the glass. Syracuse now first to 20, leading 21-17. Michigan quick the other way. Kayla Robbins, the Euro, lays it in. That one straight out of France on the Euro step from Kayla Robbins.
I would say you're pretty good at this.
Now on the other side, Kiara Lewis trying to show off some fancy finishing as well. She misses that one on the hook with the left. The hook, a Xavier Simpson specialty, not falling for Kiara Lewis. Kayla Robbins now thought about the first Michigan three, decided not to with 20 on the shot clock. Michigan now working it around. Robbins, another opportunity, instead sees Hillman down low, who swings Sidor, fumbles that one up top. And now it's Danielle Roush. Michigan, several opportunities to maybe get off their first three, but to no avail. Kayla Robbins now pumps, drives, up with the left, in with the left. A strong finish from Kayla Robbins to knot this one at 21, as we're now under 1 minute here in this first quarter. Syracuse side now looking to work inside of their own double team. Swung out. Syracuse looking to make that extra pass. It's Enxler up top. A contested shot off the dribble. Airballed that one entirely. And applause from the Michigan crowd after a great defensive possession, and the band making sure to let Emily Enxler know about the result of that shot.
Yeah, and Emily Enxler, she is one of Syracuse's better players, and we'll have Roach on the floor a little.
Yeah, Syracuse getting a little bit antsy there. A foul, that one on the freshman Tesha Hyman, a freshman mistake. Just about 40 seconds left. Syracuse, not the end of the world. Maybe they can go down quickly and pick up a 2-for-1 on this one, but could have had an opportunity to hold for that final shot off of a defensive stop. Instead, a questionable foul. Michigan now in the bonus, and it's Danielle Roush, the sophomore, to the line where she misses the first in and out. Danielle Roush, a legend over at her high school, and Syracuse, actually, Bishop Luden, the greatest player in the school's history, opted to go to Michigan instead of Syracuse as she hits the second and gives the Wolverines a 1-point lead with 41.1 to go.
As soon as she goes back to the bench, we'll have Amy Dill come back into the game. And I guess that for her, it's probably, being the team that wanted you so bad, showing them, hey, still good, still worth it.
Definitely a little bit of added intensity, if you will. Syracuse nearly breaking through the Michigan zone. Working it around the perimeter. A deep three from Gabby Cooper. Front rim. She gets her own rebound. Fumbles that one. And it's Kayla Robbins now securing the ball and slowing the tempo. Michigan a chance to push, but instead going to hold for the final shot here. 15 seconds. Wolverines seeing now a 3-2 zone. Syracuse mixing this one up. Their defense looking lost. Amy Dilk taking advantage. Picking up a blocking foul. She missed the layup. A pretty easy attempt. Could have had a 3-point play, but instead the silver lining now a chance for 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, she'll get 2, but it was a pretty jelly that she kind of had up there. Real nice form, And
it was interesting on the Syracuse side. That was the first 3-2 look we'd seen from them all game, but when they came out, once again, it really looked like Amaya Finkley-Guidy, as Dilk misses the first one, had no idea where to go. She just looked utterly confused in the middle of the zone. Her teammate actually had to pull her over to the side, and as the teammate was pulling Finkley Guidey into her zone, as Dilk misses the second, both defenders vacated the area. Dilk took advantage. That ball sent deep, batted up around. It's Cooper recovering, puts it up, no good. 2 seconds left. That ball batted around. Nobody going to be able to take advantage. So with that, we're going to end the first quarter with Michigan leading 22-21. A hectic first quarter here on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Adam Rich, Temi Youssef, but still, even though at times it was very hectic, frenetic, out of whack, still an exciting first quarter.
Yeah, definitely exciting. I kind of see a lot of that there is creativity in these players. They have a lot of, like you said, the hook shot, which is kind of something Xavier Simpson has been working on. Hasn't been as efficient as we would have liked to see it, but a lot of these players are definitely kind of being crafty, trying to get their ways into the paint, towards the rim, and those are things that, you know, when they are developed into their maximum potential, they are very beautiful and great things to see.
And like you referenced on that last Amy Dilk shot, didn't go in, but you said the jelly on full display. We have seen a whole bunch of jelly in this one. Lots of great layups, some left-hand scoops, some hook shots. That Verajao finish where she pulled off the oldest international trick in the book, the Dirk Nowitzki, using a little fade. We saw a dream shake over on the Syracuse side. I mean, like you said, some crafty, beautiful finishes from really all those involved, but still for Michigan, yes, the finish is appearing on the stat sheet, converting at 57% against a Syracuse team that doesn't block a lot of shots, but still an entire quarter of play, 0 3-pointers attempted.
Yes. So it is still a shocking statistic, and I think it may be something that they want to be, a lot of teams when they're playing games like this, they may want to be sure that when they have the opportunity and they know they can make the shot, that's when they'll take it, rather than perhaps taking shots that may not make it and may result in turnovers or rebounds by the defensive team. So sometimes it may just be safer to stick to what you know, because what they do know is pretty good, even though a lot of their sometimes being over crafty may lead to mistakes, in which we've seen on both sides, honestly. We've seen with the Syracuse team kind of trying those turnaround or those pivot shots that haven't been as successful. But I do definitely think that Michigan is kind of playing what they know, because this is something that they do. And I know, especially when they were warming up, one of the things they worked on were those layups and kind of aiming for the right point on the board. So that was something Michigan did that I didn't really see the Syracuse team do.
As the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Not at all.
Speaking of threes, once again, you said not too alarming yet, but still against Notre Dame, Haley Brown took 13 threes by herself.
Oh, wow.
Nonetheless, within the broader context of the team, once again, 0 3-point attempts on the other side. 10 for Syracuse, they're 5-10, and a lot of that can be attributed to the hot scoring of Tesha Hyman. We knew coming into this one that she was a walking bucket. In the New York State playoffs, her senior year of high school, she actually averaged 42 points per game.
Wow.
She got the MVP award even though her team bowed out in the semifinals. So a walking bucket, and she has been that indeed today, scorching despite the Ann Arbor winter's cold. She leads her team with 9. She's on the bench now as Syracuse with the ball. 16 seconds. Cara Lewis trying to drive, ran straight into Haley Brown. A brick wall there. Michigan now back the other way. Amy Dilk swings to Johnson. Near that three-point line, a step inside. Michigan now working around the perimeter for the Wolverines. It's Hillman, Dilk, Robbins, Johnson, Brown, the starting lineup on the Syracuse side. It's Talia Washington fresh into the game. Cooper, Enksler, Finkley, Guidey, and Lewis. Brown down low, looking for a nifty finish of her own, and can't quite rattle that one in. Luckily, though, 2 Michigan Wolverines down to get that ball. It's Amy Dilk winding up with it, and now off the reset clock, Haley Brown from the mid-range back rim, and almost third consecutive Michigan rebound, but instead Syracuse back the other way looking to push. Enksler nearly got baseline. It looked like she stepped out, but instead the alternate referee ruling that Haley Brown a step slow. She's got a blocking foul now called against her. The first of the quarter against Michigan, and the first of the game against Haley Brown. Michigan now back into a man defense, pulling now from 3. It's Washington. She misses that one. Michigan content to box out well and let that one box out of bounds. And, you know, we've seen the freshman conference from Tesha Hyman. Talia Washington showing it off there.
Yeah. Amy Doak kind of bring the ball down. Pass to Robbins. Pass back. Fine. No.
A tough shot there from Robbins. 2 Syracuse defenders stifling her. Orange now back the other way. About a minute and a half in. No scoring yet. Emily Angsler looking to change that one. She can't. Front rim. Kayla Robbins had the rebound. Ripped out of her hand by Gabby Cooper, but on the way to save that one, Gabby Cooper, her feet finding the floor. The ball now back to Michigan. Still leading 22-21. The hot shooting on both sides not to be seen thus far in the second quarter.
Something that hasn't been seen. There are many shots have been taken, and it's just not. And there have been a lot of bad passes. We have 2 of those Syracuse players on the floor right now. It's almost like I don't even think I really saw a player run past them or run into them. Somehow they fell. And
yeah, a weird play there where Amy Dilk dusted the 3 Syracuse defenders trying to stop her before the timeline. Was met by 2 Syracuse defenders, had a 3-on-1. Tried to throw a pass to Kenray Johnson. An errant pass wound up out of bounds anyways, but for Dilk picking up not a foul. Luckily, she charged into, like you said, Timmy, those 2 Syracuse defenders. The turnover better. It'll keep her in this one longer. Coach Barnes-Arico lucky to have that one as Dilk now defending on the perimeter. Shot clock inside of 10. It's Kiara Lewis looking to go to work. Nearly carried. A great up fake. Steps through, lays it in.
Now that was nice. I mean, there were 2 Michigan players. They just jumped up, and she went right under them and laid it in.
Amy Dilk playing with fire. Nearly had her pass picked off. Nearly had that one picked off. Haley Brown has it ripped from her, but instead a foul called on the freshman Tesha Hyman.
Now, I believe this is about the 3rd or 4th time Haley Brown has been to the line. First time in this quarter, obviously, and will be potential for Michigan's first points in this quarter.
And for how much Michigan likes to toss the ball in down low, you would figure that Naz Hillman would be getting the majority of those free throw attempts, as she did against Notre Dame. But with Naz Hillman occupying so much attention from the Syracuse zone, Haley Brown, as she misses that one, her first miss of the game, more than content to just slip behind the enemy forces, cement herself down on that opposite block, jump up high, get those over-the-top passes, and then go up strong. Hasn't made any of those, but going to the line, that attempt, now her 6th free throw attempt. She hits it 5 of 6 on the night. Brown, a major contributor thus far. Syracuse side now met by a 1-3-1. Now the 3rd different defensive look we've seen from the Wolverines. Hands up and active. Syracuse a little bit befuddled by that one, and as a result, a 3-second violation down low. That one going against Maeva Jaldi-Tabdi, the redshirt sophomore from France, picking up an underclass error as Amy Dilk comes back the other way, misses the layup off the back rim. Great hustle by Naz Hillman to try and save it. Tried to knock it off the leg of Emily Angsler, but instead, Syracuse now the ball with this one tied up at 23, 7:20 left in the second quarter.
Sure, there are a lot of people on the side court side who feel really excited right now just to be watching this and be in this game. And gets to touch the ball due to all of the bad passes. That was a nice steal by Kayla Robinson. She had that fast break, make it smooth and beautiful, make it look easy.
Kayla Robbins, strong steal, a better finish to put that one in. But now with 13 minutes elapsed in this game, there have been 11 total turnovers, a little bit under 1 per minute. Speaking to how hectic this one has been, and a near turnover again for Syracuse. It was Talia Washington trapped near the midcourt line. A great job by 2 Wolverine defenders to pick her up. Washington, it seemed like that ball went off her fingertips, but the ref giving her the benefit of the doubt as Syracuse still with this one as Kiara Lewis brings it across. Now looking to isolate up top with the shot clock ticking under 10. Ball screen for Lewis, tries to get around Brown, she does. Lewis now swings. Stroutman looking to drive. She's held up, 1 second left, and a shot clock violation. The Michigan defense coming to play in this second quarter.
And Chrysler Arena right now is just excited and happy. Some people on their feet are just overjoyed by this turnover here.
And a tough break for this team. You know, the crowd for the women's team On the much older side, as Amy Dilk looked like she committed an over and back there. No call, though, from the referee. Being courtside before the game, as Dilk still holding it up top patiently, a lot of the fans were talking about how they might have to leave because they have to get home to go to bed in time. So a tough draw, a smaller crowd, but still Michigan hearing their applause. Naz Hillman looking to hear it as well. She puts that one up strong. Can't get it to go. Battling around for the rebound. A shot clock violation, though, as that one never touched the rim. Naz Hillman arguing it did. The referees not hearing her protest. And now with 6 minutes on the dot remaining in this second quarter, Michigan leading 25-23. And Michelle Sador checking into this one for a Ken Ray Johnson.
We have some people yelling a bit. I'm not exactly sure what they're yelling, but they are.
Yeah, it's, as I alluded to earlier, Naz Hillman's mom, actually the one down there yelling. She is here at every single game. Like I said a little bit in the intro, Naz Hillman, one of the most vocal supporters, rightfully so, of this team with her daughter being such a star player.
Yeah.
You could hear her.
Ohio.
Oh, yeah, making that trek. Not too bad of a drive, but great parenting there.
Wow.
And, you know, doing games in the past from down by the table, it is very easy to hear Miss Hillman from her courtside seat. Yeah. But right now, I would estimate we are about, call it 40 feet from her vertically, and call it 100 feet from her horizontally.
Wow, I would say.
And you can still pick her up. I mean, that just speaks
that's
to
dedication. I mean, if my daughter was that good, hey, I'd be yelling too.
Absolutely. You would want to ride those coattails as long as possible. Yes, it's the classic, hey, remember when I was driving you to all those practices?
Exactly.
Keep looking out for me. And Naz Hillman, a player who does, a true family player. This Michigan program all about the family atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
Those who stay will be champions, ringing true for the Michigan squad. On the Syracuse side, a deep three from Talia Washington. She hits that one. And the freshman from Syracuse, both Washington and Hyman, pulling with the confidence of upperclassmen and hitting as such. Now a first three of the game for Michigan. It's Haley Brown, and she gets it to go finally on the Michigan side, saying what you can do, we can do just as well, as Haley Brown nets that one, her first three, and the team's first three of the night. Brown now leading the team with 8 points.
Those were the responses I was talking about.
On the other side, and one finish from Kiara Lewis, put the spin cycle into motion and laid that one in with the right hand. Started on the left, finished on the right. The finesse for Kiara Lewis, who will now have a chance to complete the three-point play at the free throw line.
Yes, and as I was saying previously, I mean, as we said, the Michigan team, they're going to wait till they have that perfect moment, and we'll have two players on the floor, Haley Brown and Washington for Syracuse.
Bodies hitting the floor all over.
Yes, we are fighting. We're getting a little nasty down there.
A Michigan team, as the ball will now come to them, as Syracuse started the quarter with the ball 5:08 in this one, 28-28. Nicole Munger, a player who graduated last year. Because of her, the team started branding itself the hardest working team, and that on full display. Like you said there, the intensity from the Michigan Wolverines on full display.
We had their coach, Rico, kind of high-fiving the players on the bench, celebrating how aggressive and intense that play was.
A great backdoor pass, a stronger finish by Robbins. She's fouled, though. That ball going way long. The foul, that one on Mava Jaldi-Tabdi, and Kayla Robbins now a chance to go to the line for the Wolverines' 13th and 14th free throws of the night. Here's a stat for you as we head to the media timeout. Once again, we've harped on the fact that Syracuse has been shooting at will and hitting as well from long range, and Michigan has been doing the brevity of their work from the free throw line.
Yes.
Michigan has taken 12 free throws. Syracuse has taken 1 free throw. Michigan has taken 1 3-pointer. Syracuse has taken 13 3-pointers. So just about identically opposite numbers in those categories, persisting deep into this second quarter.
Yeah, I think that just attests to what each team sees themselves strong in. And so for Syracuse, I think one of the things they have been working on are their three-pointers, and working on that. They do try to be a little crafty when they're in the paint, when they're looking for those layups. But I think something that they're just a bit stronger and more confident in is those three-pointers. As I was saying before, when Haley Brown was on the right side, felt comfortable and comfortable enough and confident to take that shot. She definitely did. And even when she kind of made that beautiful pass to Robbins over there, that was something really nice she did. She got right back on defense, even though she really didn't need to. But it's just one of those things, like, when they're confident, when they feel like they can do it, they will do it. And it's better to play it safe than be sorry about it.
And speaking of confidence, Kayla Robbins has been exactly that on the defensive side of the ball with 2 steals tonight. She now has a steal in 7 of 8 games this year, the captain as well, but those are just 2 features that make her so special. What else has Robbins been providing this Michigan squad, not just tonight, but over the course of the entire season?
Now, Kayla Robbins, she is 20th in, I believe, rebounds in the Big Ten. She has about, 6 rebounds per game, which, I mean, only playing 7 games, that's pretty good. She has 2 in this game, and I'm sure there are many more to come. She's definitely been one of those players that she definitely always playing on the ball. She's there. She's normally on that right side. She's definitely been an effective player where a lot of the time they'll pass it to her and she'll kind of be controlling it for a good majority of the play before making the shot somehow.
No doubt Kayla Robbins making her presence felt. Getting back to that idea of Coach Kim Barnes-Rico's really originally of famed Michigan football coach Bo Schembechler, those who stay will be champions. It's really been a mantra for this team that lost 2 of its greatest players of all time in regards to the program. One of them, Hallie Thome, one of the program's all-time leaders in the points and rebounding category, second all-time in both, a 3-time All-Big Ten first-team member, and then Nicole Munger, a player as well, more so a spiritual leader, a great player in and of her own right, but still the cog to the Wolverines' engine. You know, it was very unclear as Robbins sinks the first free throw who would be those players to step up, and naturally the burden fell on seniors Kayla Robbins and Kenray Johnson, both of whom have struggled at times in their Michigan career with injuries and minimal playing time as Robbins hits the second, but both of them exemplary leaders this season, major factors in Michigan's 6-1 start as Robbins now checks out with her team leading 30-28.
Now Robbins, even on the screen, they kind of showed that fast break that she had, which is her one steal, and that I'm still in awe of that. That was so beautiful.
Great high-low on the Syracuse side. Nodding it up at 30 is Amaya Finkley-Guidy. A wide-open finish off of that one. Michigan committing 2 defenders to the high Syracuse player at the high post. Now on the Michigan side, it's Verajao from the high post. Wanted to shoot, thought better of it. Amy Dilk now swings. Sador searching for Verajao inside. She's got good positioning, but couldn't get the touch. Michigan still working around. Sador up top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sador holding on to it. Swings. Haley Brown pumps inside. Hillman faces up, looks to go to work, flips it up. Can't bank it in. Looked for a foul on that one, but great defense by 2 Syracuse defenders combining to stop a force in Hillman.
One thing that's been common with the Syracuse defense is that double teaming that they'll do on the Amy Dilk when she's coming down, as well as Naz Hillman when it seems like they're going to pass to her.
Syracuse, you can tell in the game plan, focused intently on stopping Naz Hillman, and at least relative to Naz Hillman's standards, they have done that tonight. Naz Hillman only 4 points in this one. Only 5 attempts as well. She's only got 2 rebounds, so Syracuse doing a great job to limit her effectiveness, especially as an undersized team. Now it's Hillman with the ball. They can't stop her there as she puts it in with the left, beating the defender on that left side.
You know how we could hear her mom? She can hear us, and she's like, no. They can't be saying all that tonight.
Naz Hillman will not take the slander or the tough Syracuse defense. She is just too strong, and pulling from way downtown, rattling it in and out, is Talia Washington. A teammate underneath, it's Emily Enksler with the rebound. She puts it back up with the right, and once again, those small Syracuse guards pesky underneath, the guards pesky on the other side. A steal. Talia Washington misses a 3, though, right off. Syracuse didn't have numbers, could have waited on that possession, but instead shooting quickly, and Michigan now back the other way, ticking inside of 3 minutes. Skip past Cedar, the second Wolverine 3. That one off the front rim, rolls out, and now it's Emily Enksler with the ball. She herself now looking to push and put Syracuse ahead as the score tied at 32. Now a 2-pointer just inside the line. Worst shot in basketball. Don't tell that to Kiara Lewis, who drains that one from about 20 feet out. You know, Kiara Lewis, she would have had the distance for that one had she taken the three, but just a hair inside the line. A tough break, but Syracuse sure to take it. Michelle Sidor almost wanted her own worst shot in basketball just inside that three-point line, but instead thought better of it. Michigan now working around the perimeter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. The pass inside to Verjao. She was pushed. No call. Verjao straddling the sideline. Turns it over, though. Digna Stroutman now looking to push for Syracuse. The 6th Michigan turnover of the night after a 13-minute span where we had 11 turnovers. Things have relatively slowed, but the Syracuse offense has not, as Digna Stroutman hits a three to put Syracuse up 5, their largest lead of the game, prompting a Kim Barnes-Arico timeout.
That was her second. That was the first Stroutman's first not free throw. Actually, her second three-pointer made. Wait, no, sorry, I'm lying. Her first three-pointer made out of the 2 attempts that she's taken, which is just about the total attempts Michigan has taken. So that's something interesting. The whole Michigan team has a stat similar to Stroutman's right there.
And Syracuse now on a 7-0 run over the last minute and 12 seconds. That field goal percentage ticking ever so closely to 50%, but for Michigan, they've been able to stay in this game because of that field goal percentage, but those three-pointers, once again, being the difference. The made shots can be the same, but those three-pointers, 1 more point each. It's why you see at the professional level teams shooting the three at will, even at the college level. And for a Michigan team that said they would be shooting three-pointers at will in the offseason, we haven't seen it all that much, but it has still been a relatively successful offensive season. The team averaging just under 76 points per game. Now, granted, a lot of that has come against lesser non-conference foes, but they had a high-scoring game against Notre Dame and looking to do the same tonight, on pace for a lot of points. Amy Dilk now from the mid-range floats it up, puts it in. Michigan now ending that 7-0 Syracuse run, drawing within 3. A minute 30 to go in this second quarter. Pass inside, good hands by Emily Kaiser, who recently checked in, but a more powerful attempt by Finkley Guidi, who lays it in. Kayla Robbins now other side. Quick push for Michigan. Quick finish for Kayla Robbins.
We're playing a bit of a quicker game here, kind of going back and forth. I see Michigan trying to make up for the points that they have lost. We're in 3-point deficit right now. Syracuse up.
Just over a minute left in this one. Syracuse leading 39-36 in this ACC Big Ten Challenge. Emily Angstler looking to go to work. Picks up a foul, though, against Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman thought that there should have been a no call on that one. She didn't leave the ground, her hand straight in the air, but instead, because she was relatively backpedaling, Emily Angstler drawing the contact, now heading to the line for Syracuse's only 2nd and 3rd free throw attempts of the night.
Yeah, Robbins and Hillman kind of tried to pull a play out of Syracuse's book right there by double teaming Angstler, but obviously, as you said, with the backpedaling, it really didn't work out. So now we have the Michigan fans screaming in order to deter them.
Michigan, usually a team that is elite on its home court. Last year they went 13-1, 3-1 to start this year. They really should have beat a Notre Dame team that they outplayed, but just sloppiness late in that one leading to their demises on the offensive side. Amy Dilk bringing it across. It looked like Gabby Cooper got whacked in the face, but she'll instead be tasked with the foul. That one, the 3rd only on Syracuse, so now 53 seconds left in this quarter, 24 on the shot clock. Michigan trailing by 5, and you know, if Michigan were to be trailing at the half, it would be the first time they have all season if this trend persists. Michigan now 12 seconds, pass inside to Brown. She's met by a double team. That ball batted around, staying with Michigan, who will have a chance with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 38.6 on the game clock. Amy Dilk to inbound from underneath. Michigan looking to run an inbounds play to get it inside. Haley Brown got open for 3. A tough pass. Now the pass inside to Emily Kaiser. She spins right hand. Got tripped up on that one. That ball tipped, though, by the Syracuse defense. A strong play by Amaya Finkley-Guidi to get a finger on that one. Michigan now another opportunity from the baseline to try and get a score late in this second quarter. Syracuse now shifting into a zone instead of man. The pass tipped off of Dilk. Kaiser fighting for that one. It's a tie-up. The ball, though, going to go to Syracuse, who now with 32.3 seconds left in this second quarter will go to work and likely hold for what will amount to the last shot.
See, one thing I noticed here is that Michigan really didn't even attempt to deflect the ball in any way, shape, or form. They kind of just ran back on defense, knowing that what they needed to do was stop Syracuse from scoring anymore as the seconds wind down.
Michigan in their 2-3 zone. It's Syracuse's leading scorer, Kiara Lewis, out on the left wing. She's met by a ball screen from Finkley Guidy. She's got Dilk on her. Lewis swings Cooper. They thought they had a flare. Cooper steps back from 3. Front rim. That ball going to carry him out of bounds. And with that, the quarter going to come to a close. The half going to come to a close. Both teams going to head to the locker room with the Syracuse Orange coming into a hostile environment where the Wolverines so often dominate their opposition, leading this one 41-36. Now, a first half recap. The leading scorer in the game, it's Kayla Robbins on the Michigan side with 10. After a hot first quarter, Tesha Hyman got out to 9 points. She leads her team, but nothing in that second quarter. Still, in addition to those two players, what have been some X factors in this first half, Temi?
Sorry, come again?
In addition to Hyman and Robbins, who have been the leading scorers, who have been the X factors for Michigan and Syracuse respectively in the first half?
So I would say for this first half, Kiara Lewis, she's been pretty phenomenal, as well as the freshman. What is her first name?
Tesha.
Hyman?
Tesha Hyman.
Yeah, she's leading the point, leading their team with 9. She's definitely had a lot of good plays, and same with Kiara Lewis, who's kind of been leading the game and regulating the pace for are they orange? Just oranges? Yeah, them, the happy oranges, we'll call them. And then for Michigan, I would say Robbins. She's been a pretty key player. She has 10 points. She's actually been pretty shocking, and just that steal, once again, she's, as you said previously, she's really taken that role as a senior to make up for the players that were lost last year, and she's been doing, she has 4 out of 6 of her field goals. It's already pretty good, and she's just been regulating the game pretty well for Michigan. Like I said, she normally always touches the ball. She played for most of the game, playing 16 minutes. She's been doing great.
And speaking of great, both of these teams great at rebounding the basketball. Tied up at 50, both teams then would be on pace for 30, well shy of their 44 each per game. So the two rebounding teams that tend to dominate their opposition on the glass, going toe-to-toe tonight and stacking up evenly thus far in this one. Once again, Syracuse leading the Michigan women's basketball team 41-36. You're listening to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Adam Rich, Temi Youssef. An exciting first half, and one of those elements that made it so exciting, the pace in that half.
Yes, the pace was not extremely, but the pace was pretty quick in this game, and I think that made it a bit more hectic. It made it a bit more chaotic because a lot of what was happening was that the players were kind of crowding the net, and when they got in, it was kind of messy and not as clean and smooth as we'd liked it to be. There were some instances where things did work out and baskets were made, but for the most part, I would say something Michigan and Syracuse as well really needs to work on is making it's kind of that perfection and kind of knowing where your players need to be, because a lot of the time when you're all kind of jumbled up together, that creates more room for fouls when you're rebounding, or injuries even, just being in those tight spaces.
Yeah, 16 turnovers, really speaking to those facts. A hectic, ugly, if you will, game, but what's been beautiful thus far have been the finishes on both sides.
Oh, yes. I think I'm just going to go back to Kayla Robbins' steal. I think that I love fast breaks, and that was really beautiful there. It almost seemed like that steal came out of nowhere. There were the pivots, there were the jellies by Dilk. So just all around, like even the Syracuse team, I wish I knew their names so I could give them credit for what they've done, or even just the three-pointers there. I know they've just done a great job overall.
And as we alluded to before the broadcast, a Syracuse team that, like their now, I guess, former star player, have shown a ton of resilience entering this season without Tiana Mangankahia, remember, diagnosed with breast cancer, luckily cancer-free following 8 rounds of chemotherapy. Once again, we wish her the best of health going forward. An incredible story, just so tough what she has had to endure, but a true fighter, a warrior, like we have seen from a lot of these Syracuse players tonight. And you know, for Syracuse as well, coming into the year, they lost Kadiatu Sissoko, a former 5-star player for them. The Wolverines will be seeing her, I guess, in the future as she has transferred to a Big Ten school over now to Minnesota. She'll sit out this year, but a 5-star recruit from France, just like Maeva Jaldi-Tabdi. The two knew each other well. Part of their decision to come to Syracuse was that mutual relationship, but Sissoko leaving Syracuse with a little bit of a talent drain. They only really play 8 players in a given game, but you know, tonight those 8 players who have gotten in have all made their mark. Like you said, Kiara Lewis got her 8 points. Tesha Hyman with 9. Shifting elsewhere, Gabby Cooper has 6 of her own. She's got a steal to go along with that. Emily Engsler struggling a little bit, only 1 of 5 from the field, but 4 points, 2 blocks, and a steal, so her defensive effort has been there. But, you know, coming into this one, for Michigan, the bench had been dominant as of late. They'd scored 61 points in their last 2. They'd scored 32% of the team's points on the season, but tonight, the bench only 6 out of 36, a very meager effort. Are we going to have to see more of them in this second half, or do you think that the starters can carry the load as they have in that first half?
I think we will definitely see more of the bench coming out, especially Isabel Vareja. Even in the last 2 minutes that we saw there, we kind of saw Haley Brown looking a bit tired, as well as Naz Hillman being starters, playing for most of the game. It is expected that you will be a little tired, and we kind of saw that there, especially since they have been constant games. I do think this is the first game of the week, so it is a little worrying that they're tired, but then again, they did play over Thanksgiving break. They played 2 games, I believe, 2 games, and then also 1 on Sunday, so actually it's their second game of the week. But yeah, so I think these bench players, they worked great in the last game, so I do think they'll continue to play and prove themselves a little bit more.
And the telling stat, looking at the plus-minuses in the box score, the 2 main bench contributors for Michigan, Michelle Sidor and Isabel Verajao, both -7. Now shifting over to the Syracuse side, their 3 main bench contributors, Talia Washington, Jaldi-Tabdi, and Hyman, +6, +6, +1. So the Syracuse bench just outplaying the Michigan bench thus far. The Wolverines going to need things to turn around. And, you know, for Michigan, a positive, though, the number 12 recruiting class coming in next year. So in addition to the talent on this roster, most of which will be returning, some strong supplements coming in next year. Some of those players, Megan Fiso, Whitney Solon, Elise Stuck, and Cameron Williams. Williams happens to be the number 30 player in her class. So for Michigan and Coach Kim Barnes-Rico, lots of hope on the way. It was interesting. I was talking with a professor today. We were talking about women's basketball in general, and that there are really only 5 mega programs. And in the history, yes, Kim Barnes-Rico, the winningest coach in Michigan history, the most successful, a program that historically at a disadvantage because in those initial years they didn't quite have a charismatic coach to lead them into the future, quite like Pat Summitt at Syracuse, Gino Auriemma. These coaches that have been coaching forever and have stuck with their programs, turned them into national hegemons, cultural powerhouses. And, you know, Michigan, a school that has the potential to become that, and Coach Kim Barnes-Rico slowly trending that way. And part of that will have to come from beating big programs quite like Syracuse. That Notre Dame game, a shocker last week. With that, we're going to do a switch here at WCBN for Temi Youssef on color tonight, and myself, Adam Rich. We thank you for listening in on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Syracuse leading this one, 41-36. Once again, Adam Rich alongside Temi Youssef. We're now going to hand things over to Zach Corson and Ryan Buckman for the second half. Stick with us and enjoy.
Thank you, Adam, and welcome into Chrysler Center. My name is Zach Corson alongside Ryan Buckman. This is another presentation of WCBN Sports, and we thank you for joining us for the first half. We have 6 minutes and 8 seconds left until we inbound for the start of the third quarter. If you're just joining us, it is Syracuse 41, Michigan 36. And Ryan, what have you seen so far in this game?
Well, so far I think we've seen that Michigan is coming out. They came out pretty strong there at the start, and you're playing basket for basket with Syracuse, but Syracuse was able to just hit three after three after three. It's like they couldn't miss to save their life. It was pretty crazy to watch. I think Michigan's ability to keep the basketball was a little bit difficult there towards the end of the half. They were a little bit sloppy, and I was wondering if it was just being a little bit tired, or if it was just the fact that the Syracuse was just amping up their defense.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was a high-scoring first half, especially early on, with Michigan accounting for 22 points out of the 36 in that first quarter, and then Syracuse scoring 21 of their 41, so outscoring Michigan by 6 there in the second quarter to take that 5-point lead. Something that I saw early on is the points that Michigan is leaving on the board. Michigan is 9 of 14 from the free throw line early on and not able to convert their free throws, and they have a huge free throw advantage over Syracuse here, as Syracuse has only gone to the line 3 times.
Yeah, it's very incredible, because that was a very physical first half, especially there towards the end, and I just thought that the foul situation was pretty, it almost seemed lopsided towards Syracuse, it seemed, but at the same time, I think it had a lot to do with Michigan being able to try to push the ball inside and trying to take really hard contested shots, which was probably something they probably shouldn't have done. They probably should have gotten open just a little bit more there.
Yeah, they've been just passing the ball, dumping the ball down low to Naz Hillman. Kayla Robbins accounted for 10 points, Haley Brown with 8. And they've been doing that and kind of gone away from the three-point game that really brought them success in past games, with only 2 3-point attempts so far today. And really that's where you see the score discrepancy, with Syracuse attempting 18 threes, making 7 of them. Not an amazing percentage at 39%. You would like that percentage, but the 7 3-pointers against Michigan's 1, that's 18 points right there that Michigan's losing in that category. So that's huge if Michigan wants to come back in this second half and take that advantage.
Yeah, definitely. So I think Naz Hillman's going to have to be more of an impact player here in the second half if they want to continue to try to just not be able to take the lead back, but also kind of try to run away with it if they can. But these are 2 very evenly matched teams, so I don't see that happening.
That's true. And someone that I would like to spotlight on Syracuse, it's Kiara Lewis. She has the most shot attempts with 8. She has 8 points on 4 of 8 shooting to go with only 2 assists. For her, it's a meager stat category, or a stat production there, those 2 assists in the first half, as she's leading this Syracuse team in points with 16 per game and assists with 6 per game. So you don't usually see that with someone leading their collegiate team in points and assists.
Yeah, she's definitely a good all-around player as well, and she definitely is able to share the basketball a lot, and that is something very impressive for definitely any type of college player. And in fact, I think it goes a long way, especially deep later into maybe like tourney runs at the end of the year, or even for conference game or some tough conference road games at the end of the year. Because definitely when you get on the road, it's going to have to be more of a passing type game more than you're going to have to take shots by yourself. It's going to be a team effort.
And the main recipient of those passes by Kiara Lewis has been Taysha Hyman. Taysha Hyman, the freshman from White Plains, New York, standing at 5'8", has been a monster from deep, shooting threes that are probably NBA range, maybe 23, 24 feet. She is 3 of 3 on the day. Anytime she chucks up a 3-point attempt, it seems like it just goes nothing but net.
Yeah, it really does. It's pretty crazy. I was just trying to think of a player like that I've seen here in college basketball here in the early year, but everything that she puts up is just so smooth, and it looks so easy that it's just so hard to defend sometimes. But I think what Michigan's got to do is they got to contest on the outside perimeter a lot here in the second half if they really want to limit Syracuse today.
And also, I would like to see more of the press that Michigan employed early on in that first half. They kind of went away from it, and that's really when Syracuse started to get going and kind of take that lead and expand it to 5 points. They ended that first half on a 7-0 run, And Michigan during that span was not pressing. And in the entire first quarter, Michigan was pressing, and they had the advantage at the end of the first quarter. So I don't know what Kim Barnes-Rico saw that made her stray away from that press, but I would like to see Michigan go back and bring some intensity and make Syracuse fight their way down the court and not get easy half-court offense.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a big factor. I think when you press teams early on, I think in a half, it starts to wear on them later into the half, and definitely later in the game when things are a lot tighter, or at least it can be tighter if you do press more often. Especially, I like seeing Michigan playing man-to-man right there. That was pretty impressive. I think they really, if you start playing man-to-man more often, I think you will give a lot less passing lanes to a lot of players. You're just going to have to make sure that you communicate a little bit more out there when you switch.
And that man-to-man defense for Michigan has been impressive, but it's the zone for Syracuse that has really stifled Michigan, as it stopped them from shooting the three with the only 2 attempts, and then converting a low percentage of their field goal attempts as Michigan down low. In that zone, that 2-3 zone, is a patented zone for Syracuse with men's basketball under Jim Boeheim, and also for women's under Quentin Hillsman, who has transformed the Orange women's basketball program into a national championship contender year in and year out. As we are about to get back here in the second half, Michigan down to Syracuse 41-36, and it is a Kenray Johnson passing into Amy Dilk, and Amy Dilk has the ball at the top of the key now for the Michigan Wolverines. Kenray Johnson pass to Haley Brown in the right corner. Michigan now going right to left, and Haley Brown just tosses it up to Kayla Robbins, who goes for the alley-oop layup, and it's good. Syracuse bringing the ball down the floor now. That is Engstler with the ball. Back out. Cooper on the right wing. Back out to Emily Engstler. Engstler to Strautman. Strautman on the right wing. Back down low. And turnaround jumper is no good. Kenray Johnson with the rebound. And it's a fast break for Michigan as Kenray Johnson throws it up to Kayla Robbins, who goes up for 2 and is fouled. She will go to the line.
Finkley Giddy is just so impressive, I think, with her body, able to just be a powerful force down there at the basket.
Oh, yeah, that balance and the way they contort their body and the control that they have is quite amazing. And Kayla Robbins sinks the first of 2. She is now, Kayla Robbins, that is now on the board with 12 points. 5 of 7 from the field. Now 3 of 3 from the line as she has made the second. 14 points, 4 of 4 from the line. She was 2 of 2 before those 2 attempts. Syracuse now with Emily Engstler at the ball on the right wing. Back down to the corner. Skip pass, top of the key, Cooper. That was Lewis Cooper with the ball now on the right wing, and that's a brick off the backboard. But it's Strautman getting the rebound for Syracuse, kicking back out. And she tried to pass it up top to Lewis, but it was Kayla Robbins getting her hand in the passing lane, knocking the ball out of bounds. Syracuse ball.
Definitely, I can see Michigan starting to play that 2-3 zone as well, and it definitely is hurrying up Syracuse offense.
Giving Syracuse a taste of their own medicine. And Cooper lines it up from 3 from the left wing and misses, but Syracuse gets the offensive rebound. Lewis for 3, straight on, misses. Naz Hillman with the rebound, and she's fouled. Emily Engstler picking up her second of the day.
Syracuse looked a little frustrated there on the offensive possession.
Call that a frustration foul. Syracuse now bringing the press of their own. And 8:35 remaining in this third quarter. Michigan trailing by 1, 41-40. Amy Doak with the ball, feeding it to Haley Brown, and she walked at the free throw line. Syracuse ball.
Definitely saw a few walks there in the first half, and definitely going to be something to look forward to in the second half.
Lewis with the ball, waving off Cooper, going to the right wing. Wraparound is Strautman. Strautman passes to Cooper, top of the key, excuse me. Cooper with the ball, spinning pass, driving down low. Shot is no good, rebound. Syracuse goes up, and it's good, and 1.
That was kind of a defenseless play by Michigan. They were just caught in no man's land and just happened to pick up a foul there.
Yeah, that ball just fell right into Amaya Finkley-Giddy's, what a name, Amaya Finkley-Giddy slap, and she went up, got the rebound, was able to convert the N1, She was able to make the basket. She was trying to convert the and one now, and she does. She gets the three-point play to go. Michigan basketball, pushing up the court, getting past the press. Amy Dilk with the ball, setting up the offense. Pass out to Kenray Johnson on the right wing. Amy Dilk, top of the key. Feeds in Naz Hillman, free throw line extended, shoots, and no good. Michigan gets the rebound. Haley Brown goes up, gets blocked, goes up again, gets blocked. And Syracuse, that is a foul on Michigan's Kayla Robbins.
Wow.
Syracuse basketball.
I am shocked there. That was looked like a loose ball foul, if anything. Or, I mean, a loose ball. Just trying to fight for it.
And to me, it looked like that ball would have been off of Syracuse and Michigan would have retained possession. But the referee saw it differently, calling a foul on Kayla Robbins. And it is Syracuse basketball. Stratman from Latvia with the ball on the right wing. Back out to Cooper. Now it is Finkley-Geedy with the ball, top of the key. Pass to Stratman. Stratman, pass out to Cooper. Cooper, 3 seconds left on shot clock, hoists it up. That's an air ball. She will no doubt hear it from the band telling her what that last possession ended with.
Yeah, definitely an air ball right there. It was just kind of a hurried shot.
Soft press, Amy Dilk breaks it. Pass out to Haley Brown on the right wing. Back out to Amy Dilk. Feeds Naz Hillman on the right block. Goes up and it's good. Michigan only down by 2 points now, 44-42. 6:53 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Powerful drive right there. That was definitely a strong finish.
And it is Kiara Lewis with the ball as the band serenades her with an air ball chant, and it's a timeout by Quentin Hillsman as Syracuse leads 44-42, 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Again, this is Zach Corson and Ryan Buckman with the call at Chrysler Center on 88.3 WCBN Ann Arbor. So far in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of this third quarter, I've liked what I've seen from this Michigan offense. They're running and gunning, trying to get past the press that Syracuse is employing, and not really waiting for Syracuse to get back on defense and attacking early.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think what I've seen so far for Michigan's offense is that they're definitely trying to get down low, but they just seem too clumped down there. I think that would be a good idea is to try to create a play where they get a shot outside, and by creating a shot outside, it'll expand the defense for Syracuse to pay more attention to the three-point line rather than paying attention inside. But what Michigan is trying to do is they're also trying to pass the ball exceptionally well from all over the court, trying to catch Syracuse off guard at least for a bit to get a driving lane to hopefully for a quick score.
That's right, and Syracuse starting this third quarter 1 of 7 from the field, so Michigan's defense is doing something right, and they're swarming in the passing lanes and really out-rebounding this Michigan team with a 20-19 advantage, one rebound advantage in this third quarter. So not much, but it really makes a difference. Every rebound counts, especially in this tight of a game. Just every possession has such great weight.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think right now what we're seeing from both teams is that no one wants to give 1 inch right now, and exceptionally so for Michigan. I think that they came out here at the start of the second half fighting a lot stronger than I thought I saw in that first half at all in any moment, and so that's one good thing going for them. For Syracuse, I think they're very kind of stunned right now a little bit how Michigan started out the second half, kind of playing their own game right now, and kind of just almost mirroring the same effects on each side of the court.
So with the three-point discrepancy, why do you think Michigan's not really shooting that many threes? Do you think it's the zone? Do you think it's the game plan, just trying to feed it down low with the bigs?
I think it's more everyone's trying to get the easiest bucket, which is a good philosophy. But when there's too many people in one area, it's not going to work out. And I think Syracuse's bigs are actually pretty good at defense. I mean, Syracuse is definitely, I think, one of the best teams out there right now in terms of defense. So I gotta say, how many blocks they've had today? 6 blocks already.
6 blocks, very
so
impressive to Michigan's 2.
Yeah.
So they're long, good defensively, which is surprising. The game plan for Michigan trying to feed it down low into those bigs with Amaya Finkley-Geedy standing at 6'4", just very
so
long wingspan, just a beast down low defensively. And so Michigan's just going at her and attacking her. and she only has 1 foul on the day, so it's not like they're getting her in foul trouble. But it seems to be working as it's a tight game. But we'll see if it keeps up in this second half.
Definitely so.
And we're back from the break now. Cooper with the ball on the left wing, trapped. Pack out to the corner is Strautman. Strautman pass out to Cooper. Cooper to Engsley. Engsley with the 3, no good. Rebound by Cooper for Syracuse. Offensive rebound. Engsley with the ball. Strautman in the corner. Strautman shoots and scores. Syracuse leads 47-42. Amy Dilk picks the ball up before she crosses half court, but gets it across to Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman finds Haley Brown in the left corner, and 3 is good! Michigan down 47-45 now.
Got to find those guys in the open corner, and that's what's going to help them.
Michigan shot 3 3-point attempts today, and all the attempts have been when they have been wide open, and Michelle Seedors has been the only one to rim out. And that shot right there by Haley Brown was nothing but net. It was so nice.
Oh, such a sweet stroke.
Michigan's bench calling for the 3 seconds there, but no call for Syracuse as Strautman shoots from the corner again, and she scores.
Wow.
Michigan and Syracuse trading baskets. Let's see if Haley Brown can fire back. Strautman with 2 straight threes for Syracuse. Syracuse expands their lead 50-45 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Naz Hillman feeds it down to Haley Brown. Haley Brown is swatted by Strautman. Dilk with the rebound, driving through the lane, misses. Rebound. Rebound Robbins goes up, misses. Syracuse basketball.
A little bit hurried there under the basket.
Engsley with the 3, and she sinks it. Wow, Syracuse leads 53-45. Their largest lead of the day is 8 points now. Michigan pushing the ball up the court, and that is Kenray Johnson, who went up for 2 and was fouled and missed. She will now go to the line.
I don't think Rico there was that coach for Michigan is not very happy with what happened there, especially on the defense end. There were just 2 open 3-pointers right there, and it was just not very qualified or very good defense.
Yeah, that defense that Michigan had before that timeout by Quentin Hillsman wasn't apparent. Didn't show up after they returned from that timeout with Strautman making 2 straight threes there from the left corner. And Syracuse having an answer on the first with Haley Brown sinking the shot from beyond the 3-point line on the left wing, but not able to convert the shot below the basket, getting fouled before the timeout.
Yeah, definitely going to have to start to pay attention more to, who was it, Strautman? Yeah.
Yes. Vigna Strautman from Riga, Latvia. She's shooting like Kristaps Porzingis here early on.
Oh my gosh, yes. You're going to have to pay more attention to her, and if that means trying to double team her for a few seconds there to try to get her to force into a mistake, kind of get her out of rhythm, which will help you. Which would help you with her getting her out of her groove to try to keep missing shots, and not only that, also try to get a few more turnovers and get some extra possessions.
I think that rotation is key for Syracuse to really get that 3. The spot in the corner has been open for Syracuse, and they've made Michigan pay. So really the rotation when Michigan is playing that 2-3 zone and when they're playing man, they need to rotate to lock away and not allow Syracuse to shoot that 3, because Syracuse is money from 3, shooting 40% on the day with 10 makes. That's 30 points.
That's incredible. I mean, if you look at their score, it's like 53. Of their 53 points, yeah, you said there's 30 of them that come from 3-point land, and we still have a 4:53 left here in the quarter 3 and in a whole fourth quarter. I think right now, this is probably going to be the best I think we see out of 3-point shooting from Syracuse right now, because later in the game, it's going to be a little bit more tired feet out there, and it's going to definitely pick up in terms of defense as well.
Yeah, the Michigan faithful better hope it picks up in terms of defense, because Syracuse is on a 6-0 run with making 3 of their last 3 field goals, extending their lead to 8. So if Michigan wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to tighten up on D and really buckle down and not trade baskets, but start winning the battle in the scoring battle and the rebounding battle, as they are only up by 1. And in past games, Michigan has led the rebounding battle, and that's why they've gotten out to huge leads and have been able to beat their opponents and beat them down harshly. Except the exception is that Notre Dame game where they fumbled it away at the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think right now they're going to have to start hitting a lot more triples, too. I mean, they're going to have to end up playing Syracuse's game. And maybe that's not Michigan's game, but they're going to definitely have to try to attempt it, I think, here, because they don't want this lead to get bigger right now for Syracuse.
Yeah, you definitely cannot be trading 2s for 3s, which is what Michigan's doing here. And Kenray Johnson makes the first of her 2 there. Syracuse up 53-46, 4 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Kenray Johnson misses. She's only at 3 points on the day, 1 of 3 from the field. Syracuse with the ball. Cooper getting the ball from Lewis. Back out to Strassman. Enksler shoots the 3, and that's an air ball. Michigan regains possession.
Syracuse lives and dies by this 3 a lot.
Oh, no doubt. They've shot 26 threes today. And Michelle Sedor in the game for Michigan, she's going to provide Michigan with some much-needed scoring, and maybe she will be shooting the 3. And she gets the ball in the corner, and guess what? She shot a 3, and no good. But Isabel Verjau's there for the rebound. She saves it. Amy Dilk with the ball, driving, cutting. Michelle Sedor back out to the top of the key. Back out to Verjau. Sedor with a 3-point attempt, and she sinks it. Michelle Sedor comes in the game, and 2 3-point attempts on the first possession. She's back, cutting that lead to 4 for Syracuse. Syracuse leads 53-49. Michigan getting their hand in the passing lane. Kenray Johnson on the fast break goes up for 2, and it's good. Michigan only is down by 2 points.
Quick sequence there. Very nice defense.
And the crowd here at Michigan's Chrysler Center is loud. Everyone standing on their feet. The fans waving for everyone to get up and make some noise. Syracuse up by 2, 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Akira Lewis shoots the 3, and she misses. Kenray Johnson with the rebound. Amy Dill calming the ball for Michigan now. Feeds it down to Isabel Verjau on the left block. Verjau going to work, turnaround jumper, no good. Syracuse with the rebound.
A little bit of quick possession there for Michigan.
That looked like a walk for Syracuse, but no call. Stratman with the ball. Back out to Lewis. Lewis. Back out to Cooper. Cooper with the ball on the left wing. Lewis resets the ball, dribbling through her legs, calling out an offensive play top of the key. Calling ISO. She wants a Kenray Johnson. She breaks a Kenray Johnson and dishes down low to Amaya Finkley-Geedy for 2. Syracuse trying to press Michigan. Michigan breaks it. A Kenray Johnson on the fast break layup goes up, misses this basket, but she will go to the line for 2, as that was a foul when she was in the act of shooting.
That was a very close call. I thought that was almost on the ground, but it was a blessed call for Michigan right there.
Syracuse leads 55-51 with 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in this third quarter. A Kenray Johnson going to the line for 2. Michigan struggling from the line, something that they've seen early on in this season, as a Kenray Johnson made the first of 2. And before that free throw, Michigan was 12 of 18 from the line, shooting 67%. So not helping themselves in that category. Kenray Johnson missing the second of 2. Michigan down by 3, 55-52.
Another big difference in this game.
It is. Those are seven big points Michigan's leaving on the board. Syracuse with the ball, and that's a 3-second call on Mayava Jabi Tabidi. Michigan taking the ball out of bounds, trying to break the Syracuse press. And they do. They have a fast break, 2-on-1. Sedor with the ball at the 3-point line, left wing, driving to the right wing, and misses the layup. She tries to pass it inbounds. Kenray Johnson gets it, but loses it. Syracuse gets possession.
Working a little too quick there for Michigan. Got a little settle that down.
Tasha Hyman tried to shoot on fast break, but missed it. That was her first field goal attempt that was not a 3-point attempt of the day. And her first miss of the day. Michigan with the ball in the front court. Haley Brown, shot from free throw line extended, misses, but the long rebound goes out to Amy Dilk at the logo.
Michigan's been able to get a few more offensive rebounds, help themselves out.
Michigan with 9 offensive rebounds on the day. Amy Dilk, 5 seconds on the shot clock. She pulls up from free throw line extended on the right side, misses. Syracuse with the rebound.
Now it looks like they're trying to take tougher shots on the outside, maybe try to drive it in maybe a little bit more.
And Syracuse ball, Emily Angston passes out to Hyman. Hyman feeds it down low to Tabidi. Tabidi loses it. Dilk with the steal, and she dives on the floor, tied up. It'll be Syracuse basketball as Michigan started the second half with the ball. Substitution for Michigan as the Syracuse native Danielle Roush comes into the game for Amy Dilk. Michigan's on a bit of a schneid with making 2 of their last 10 field goals and not making one in the last 2 minutes and 39 seconds. All their points in that span coming from the line.
Yeah, definitely. I think they came up a little too much right there and started to get a little bit sloppy there and didn't really take a lot of time on each possession to try to find the best shot.
Syracuse inbounding the ball from the baseline. Lewis looking for someone to pass to. Everyone guarded. Cedar with the steal on the inbound on the fast break. 3-on-2. Back out to Roush, and she's going to reset it back to Cedar, top of the key. Kenray Johnson with the ball on the left wing, back out to Cedar, top of the key. Now Roush with the ball to the right wing, dribbling to the top of the key. Kenray Johnson back to Roush. Cedar with the ball on the right wing. Pump fake, jab step, pulls up, jumper mid-range, no good. Rebound Syracuse.
Tough sequence there.
Pump fake for Syracuse. She's driving in and gets tripped as she goes for the field goal attempt.
Wow.
And the crowd here at Chrysler Center does not like that call. Naz Hillman, eyebrows raised in disbelief, hands up. She doesn't like the call. Nobody likes the call. But the refs called it, so Syracuse will go to the line for 2.
In football, they'd call that turf toe right there, having the turf tackle you. But right now, that was just the board there just getting her.
And Syracuse's Talia Washington, the backup point guard, the freshman from District Heights, Maryland, goes to the line and makes the first of 2, extending Syracuse's lead 56-52. 35.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and she sinks the second. Michigan now down by 5. Syracuse pressing as they have been the entire third quarter. Syracuse pressing, Michigan breaks the press. Kenray Johnson relaxing with the ball. 24 seconds left on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Naz Hillman top of the key. Swing the ball to Kenray Johnson. Kenray Johnson gets the screen from Naz Hillman. Pulls up from 3, no good. Rebound Michigan, rebound Syracuse. Syracuse with the ball, 5 seconds left on the game clock. Lewis driving, slashing, and that was a Syracuse player getting the rebound. That was Tabidi with the rebound, going up and making it, converting the basket as time expired. Syracuse leads by 7, 59-52 at the end of 3.
Michigan getting hurt in terms of rebounds. They're not able to box out, and I think Syracuse is just getting more aggressive right there, especially at the basket, and it's just getting a little bit out of hand for Michigan in terms of that, especially when it gets later in this game. They're going to get more tired, and it might increase. Hopefully they can clean that up.
And the difference in that third quarter, as was the difference in the first and second, was the 3-point makes by Syracuse. Syracuse with 10 makes on the day to Michigan's 3, and Michigan has made 22. Michigan has made 18 shots. Syracuse has made 22. So they're alone, you're behind in that category. But Michigan has only made 3-point attempts to Syracuse's 10. And in addition to that, with their given opportunities at the free throw line, Michigan is not able to convert.
Yeah, give credit to Syracuse right there at the end of the half part of their defense. They were able to take away some driving lanes, and it kind of hurt Michigan. And especially when they were Syracuse was definitely trying to get back on defense. It was very tough for Michigan to find anything anymore. And it was not, and right now, I think they're going to have to go right back to trying to shoot more threes. I think right now is the unfortunate part. But hopefully they can also pressure Syracuse to try to guard outside by hopefully putting more of your offensive players on the three-point line right now, so you can give a bit more space on the inside to get a layup. Michigan
did match their total output from the three-point line in the first half in that third quarter. Now 3 of 6 on the day. They were only 1 of 2, or 2 of 3, pardon, 2 of 3 in that first half.
Yeah, I think right now what Michigan will have to do is to continue just to pressure Syracuse. I think a half-court press would be good right now for them, especially with their defense. I think they're going to have to try to get some more turnovers. So once they got more turnovers in that third quarter, they were able to create more possessions, fast breaks, and more points.
That's right, Kenray Johnson getting her hands in the passing lanes, anticipating passes, and she's been doing that all season long and continuing it today. And we just want to see more of that from Michigan. In addition to Kenray Johnson, get everyone involved on the defensive end, get some blocks, get some stops, and work their way back into this game. 7 points is not impossible in the least bit to come back from.
No, absolutely not. It almost seems kind of bigger right now because it seems like every time Michigan scores, Syracuse answers it with something of their own.
Call it a 3.
Yeah, exactly. I think right now it's gonna be tight. I think it's gonna come right down to one of the final possessions, and we're gonna see probably a longer fourth quarter right here. Especially, I think we're gonna need to see more of Hillman here in the fourth quarter for Michigan if they really wanted to get really back into this game. We're gonna need a pretty good run from Hillman.
Naz Hillman with only 2 field goal attempts in that third quarter. So if Michigan wants to work its way back into this game, she might need to get more involved. And she has the ball now, free throw line extended on the right side. Cross-court pass to Haley Brown. Amy Dilk with the ball on the left wing, feeds it to Haley Brown on the left corner. Haley Brown looking for Naz Hillman, gets to Kayla Robbins on the right side, driving. She goes up and fouled. She will go to the line for 2.
That's a unusual sight there tonight. Michigan driving and finally getting a foul call towards the basket.
And what's key here for Michigan, they've gone to the line, but they haven't converted. So if Kayla Robbins makes these 2 for Michigan, that would be big in working their way back into cutting this deficit. And she missed the first. So Michigan still is down by 7 points early on in this fourth quarter.
Too many points left at the free throw line.
And Kayla Robbins attempting the second, makes it. Syracuse leads 59-53. Again, this is Zach Corson along with Ryan Buckman in the Chrysler Center. Syracuse against Michigan. You're listening to WCBN 88.3 or YouTube. And Syracuse with the basketball now. Weaving on the right wing is Lewis. Back out to Engstler. Engstler with the ball to Washington. Washington throws it away. Haley Brown with the steal. Amy Dilk pushing it, trying to cut that deficit. Naz Hillman gets the ball in the block. She goes up and is down and 1. Flex on Naz Hillman. Show me what you're about. Syracuse up 59-53.
That was a very strong finish.
Scratch that. 59-55. Naz Hillman going to the line for 1 more.
Put all her body into that to try to get that one, and she deserved that.
As we said, Syracuse playing that defense, 2-3 defense, and Michigan needs to get that ball down low, and they do that exactly right there. Naz Hillman getting the bucket to go, but missing the free throw on that and 1.
Yeah.
Syracuse with the ball up by 4 points, 59-55, 9 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Hamilton feeds it, free throw line. Tabidi with the ball, shoots from 3 and good from the right corner.
What did I say? They get a response right when they need it.
And again, that was Michigan scoring 2, Syracuse scoring 3. Can't do that if you want to win the game. Haley Brown spots up from the left wing, no good. Syracuse rebound. Loose ball foul on Kayla Robbins when she was going for the board.
Yeah, Michigan's shots right now are just not going in, and I think it's just clearly some bad shooting from beyond the arc right now. And throughout this whole year, they really haven't been that great behind the arc. I mean, there's only been a few exceptions to their games this year.
Michelle Sedor has been a marksman, a 3-point marksman for this Michigan basketball team, making 4 or 5 in her last game and averaging 7 points on the year, pretty much all of which come from 3.
Yeah, she's going to definitely have to hit some more and try to help her team out. Hopefully create some more energy for her.
Syracuse basketball. Hamilton with the ball on the right wing. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. In the corner again is Stratman. Stratman makes the 3. That's been Michigan's Achilles heel, allowing Syracuse to get that 3 in the left corner. It seems like every time they get the ball there, it's a 3-point make. Amy Dilk slashing through on the fast break, misses it, but the rebound goes out to Michelle Sedor. She pulls up from the left block, no good. Syracuse rebound. Syracuse leads by 10 points, their largest lead of the day, 65-55. And again, ball in the left corner, shoot from 3. Syracuse misses this time. Naz Hillman tracks down the rebound.
Yeah, another open shot and a little bit of a rush shot there on the other end. I think Michigan's going to have to be really selective here for their shooting.
Michigan faithful trying to help Michigan women's basketball get something going by making a lot of noise here. Michelle Sedor, short corner, dribbles out to the right wing, picks up her dribble, back to Kayla Robbins. Kayla Robbins, Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman pulls up from the free throw line, no good. Syracuse rebound. Gabrielle Cooper bringing the ball up the court.
Just doesn't look like Michigan's been able to follow through with their shots right now. They kind of been just thrown up there right now.
And the difference is Syracuse is making their shots, Michigan not so much.
Exactly.
13 seconds left on the shot clock. Seems like every possession Syracuse is just eating down the shot clock. And it's Strotman with the ball on the right block. Turnaround jumper, no good. Naz Hillman corrals the board.
You have to get points on this possession to try to build some momentum.
Naz Hillman back to Michelle Sedor on the left block. Sedor frozen. Now dribbles to the top of the key. Has the ball, sizing up her defender. Haley Brown top of the key now. Back to Sedor on the left wing. Sedor jab step right, driving left. Goes up for 2, fouled at the block. Misses the shot. She will go to the line for 2.
It's like Syracuse is one step ahead of Michigan in every category right now, and every move they make. It's pretty incredible.
And Michelle Sedor has been reliable from the free throw line. So if she can cut into Syracuse's lead here, that would be big for Michigan, as they need to get off their schneid as they are down 6-0 in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds as she makes the first there. And Michigan hasn't made a field goal in the last 3 minutes. So
yeah, can't continue
they
that
need
trend.
to get those. They need to get those buckets going down as she makes both there. And Ken Ray Johnson checking in for Michelle Sedor. Sedor making 2, then going out of the game. Michigan's being led by Kayla Robbins today. 15 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Syracuse with the ball. Pump fake, left side. Hamilton pulls up from NBA range on the right wing, misses. Michigan lets the ball go out of bounds, and they will get the ball.
Good decision to let that ball go out of bounds. Oh,
Haley Brown just threw it away. Amy Dilk was saying that the defender was grabbing her, not able to get the foul call there, and Syracuse will go to the line as Haley Brown fouled the Syracuse player going up on the layup attempt.
Just not a very smart play right there. You got to be a little bit more aggressive to try to get the ball right there if you're Michigan.
And it is Syracuse's Kiara Lewis missing the first of 2. Amy Dilk talking to the referee, telling her to watch out for that inbounds pass when she's getting tugged on, as that's a foul and not allowed in basketball.
No, obviously.
And a foul called on Syracuse, maybe a makeup call.
Yeah, there was a sense in that too.
That was a light call there, light touch, I should say. And Michigan will take the ball out of bounds. Syracuse leading 66-57, 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Amy Dilk calling out a play, top of the key. Ken Ray Johnson on the right wing, back down to Haley Brown in the corner. Haley Brown to the free throw line, extending to Ken Ray Johnson. Ken Ray Johnson spinning, passing out, and that's a charge called on the Ken Ray Johnson.
Wow, that was a questionable call right there. I thought that was pretty good defense, but I don't know if that warranted a foul, though.
I don't know if that was a foul or a flop.
Yes, exactly.
But nonetheless, Syracuse basketball. And Naz Hillman with the steal on the press, and she goes up and converts the layup.
That's
Michigan
impressive.
cutting the lead to 7 points now.
Take it right back.
Syracuse basketball as they try to break the press, and it's deflected. Amy Dilk gets the ball, and that goes off of Syracuse. Michigan basketball.
Definitely intensifying here.
30-second timeout by Quentin Hillsman. Syracuse calls timeout, up 66-59, 5 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of intensity here on both teams. And I think Michigan's starting to get a little upset that they're not getting some of these calls, and that Syracuse has definitely been able to have their way right now. But definitely a couple of good possessions right there in terms of Michigan's defense to really press Syracuse into making a mistake again.
And this game is a little high scoring compared to Michigan's last two, where they allowed just 43 points per game on 28% shooting. So this Syracuse team can really shoot, shooting only 43% from the field, but they're shooting 39% from three.
Yes.
So quite impressive against this stout Michigan defense.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of that has to do tonight with Michigan allowing them to take three-pointers today, but at moments they've been able to guard them, but sometimes Syracuse just passes the ball so quick and is able to find the open player there for the pretty much sometimes a lot of easy threes. And
yeah, especially in that corner with Strautman. 4 of 5, seems like all 4 of those have been in that left corner where she's just stroking it.
Yeah, and I think you're definitely have to try to take that corner away from her. Definitely keep that corner pretty preoccupied before anyone's there. So
Michigan with 3 fouls in the fourth period and Syracuse with 4. So 1 more for Syracuse and Michigan will go to the line in the bonus. Michigan in a little bit of foul trouble individually, with Kayla Robbins having 4 fouls and a couple of players with 2. Syracuse, not so much. Only Strautman's on the board with 3 fouls, so they don't really have much to worry about.
Yeah, Kayla Robbins has definitely been the key player tonight, and getting her in foul trouble isn't something what Michigan wants to see right now, but that's what it is as at this moment. But going forward, Hillman has been able to kind of step up her pace and been able to be really aggressive and physical, and that's definitely what this team needs right now.
Surprising though, she hasn't gone to the line much except for that and one. At all except for that and one. She's 6 of 11 from the field, which is solid, but a player of her caliber down low, you'd expect her to get those calls when she's getting hacked. But she only has 1 free throw attempt on the day, missing that only attempt.
Absolutely. And even, was it Haley Brown, that she has definitely been very good behind the arc tonight. I think definitely trying to find her for especially to make a play up for her to maybe get an open three-pointer to help you try to cut down this lead a little bit more.
And along with Haley Brown is Michelle Sedor, who brings that scoring punch off the bench. She comes in sparingly when Akenray Johnson needs a spell, as Akenray Johnson's the starting shooting guard, Michelle Sedor the backup. Akenray Johnson, only 1 foul so far, so she's not going to come out of the game, but if Haley Brown needs to come out of the game, I'm going to say that it's going to be, or Kayla Robbins is the one with 4 fouls. If she's the one that's coming out of the game, I say it's Michelle Sedor coming in, providing that offensive punch. Michigan with the ball, weaving down low is Kayla Robbins, and she gets the bucket to go, cutting the deficit to 5.
Very key here for the Michigan to get a stop here on defense too.
And the Syracuse basketball, and they just throw it out of bounds on the press as Naz Hillman and Amy Dilk were swarming the offense there, and she picked the ball up right in the corner when she crossed half court. Not really much you can do. That's like 4 defenders on her.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that was just another great defensive possession there for Michigan. Them been continuing to just keep pouring it on at the half court.
Syracuse leading 66-51 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Naz Hillman with the ball on the right wing. Pass down low to Kayla Robbins. Kayla Robbins gets the bucket to go. Syracuse leading 66-63. Man, we have a game.
This is going to be a good one here to the end.
Michigan crowd getting loud here in Chrysler. Kayla Johnson weaving through the defense, slicing through like a hot knife through butter, getting the layup to go. Michigan down by 5, 68-63. Akenray Johnson on the fast break going up, and that's a charge. She is not out of the game. That's her second of the day. Kayla Robbins is the one with 4 fouls.
Yep.
Syracuse leads 68-63. 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Now both teams are going to be in the bonus with the next foul.
It's definitely going to be key to watch down here at the end of the court. Make sure that, who is that? We're down here in the corner. Is that, I believe?
Talia Washington.
Yes. Making sure she doesn't get a cut to the basket and hopefully get an easy layup.
Yeah, it's Kayla Robbins back on defense playing safety for Michigan. Trying to watch out Talia Washington, and Michigan gets the steal on the fast break, on the press break, and she goes up. That's Akenray Johnson getting the layup to go.
Another great court press right there, half court press, full court press.
Michigan down by 3. Kiara Lewis with the pull-up runner. No good. Haley Brown with the rebound. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Michigan basketball down by 3 points.
Would be very electrifying for this crowd if they were able to hit a three right here.
Michigan crowd jumping up and down, making noise, shouting, "Let's go blue." Kayla Robbins with the ball on the right wing, driving left wing, and she goes up, no good, gets her own board, she goes up and is fouled. She will go to the line for 2.
Wow. We have not seen those type of calls tonight where there's been man after, or woman after woman down there in the paint for Syracuse. They just had the hands up all the whole time, but I think they're finally seeing that they're trying to put their hands down and they're going to get called for fouls every time.
Kayla Robbins 5 for 6 free throws on the day with her 7th and 8th attempts coming up. Her 7th attempt right here. And she misses. She misses her 7th attempt. 5 of 7 from the line. Quite the day for Kayla Robbins. 7 of 11 from the field. And she missed the second. Naz Hillman fighting for the board. And Kayla Robbins gets it in the corner. And she swarmed. Michigan timeout. No. Syracuse stepped out of bounds when they were touching the ball. It is Michigan basketball.
Wow.
That was fortunate. She was trapped in that corner with the sideline, the baseline, and then 2 defenders. She had nowhere to go.
That was a very late call too, because she had it down there for a couple seconds before they finally called it.
Michigan with the ball. Amy Dilk on the right wing. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Calling for a screen. Back out to Naz Hillman on the left wing. To Kenray Johnson. Amy Dilk with the ball. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. Down low, Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman fumbling it. Shoots and misses off the glass and off the rim. Syracuse rebound. Kiara Lewis with the ball. Calming it down for Syracuse. Trying not to get rushed here as Quentin Hillsman, the coach for Syracuse, is calling for ISO. Kiara Lewis going to work with some dribble moves. Amy Dilk too much for her on defense as she steals it away from her. And Kenray Johnson pushing the ball up the court. Kayla Robbins with the ball. Back out to Amy Dilk, top of the key.
Another turnover and another extra possession for Michigan.
That's Syracuse's 17th turnover on the day to Michigan's 11. So Michigan winning that category. Kayla Robbins with the ball. Haley Brown with the ball on the left wing and goes up. And she is fouled going for 2. Michigan down by 3, 68-65, with Haley Brown going to the line for 2 shots with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in this game.
Got to be able to hit our free throws right here. These are very critical now here at the end of this game.
Oh man, this is really reminiscent of the Notre Dame game. Tight game, close game in the late stages here. And she makes the first there. Michigan now 17 of 28 from the line. In that Notre Dame game, Michigan lost a tight one, but we're 50% from the line with 30 attempts.
Just can't happen.
Can't happen. It cannot happen. And they're mirroring that today as she misses the second of 2. Syracuse leads 68-66.
Definitely going to need to have more practice at the free throw line.
Get those reps in. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. 2:30 left on the game clock. Syracuse ball. Kiara Lewis with the ball on the left wing. Working down the shot clock. 9 seconds left. Screen. Driving. Kick out. Left corner. Driving baseline. Goes up. And no good, but she will go to the line for 2. That is Gabrielle Cooper.
That was close. There wasn't a whole lot of contact there. I didn't think warranted a foul, but I guess so.
Maybe body, because I didn't see any foul with the hands, but Gabrielle Cooper went into the Michigan players there with her body and drew a foul.
Yep.
And she will go to the line for 2. Down up by 2 is Syracuse, 68-66. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the game as she misses the first. And the band right behind the basket. It's a tough free throw there. Tough look for Gabrielle Cooper, staring right into the band as she is attempting her free throw. And the band waving their instruments. Band going crazy, waving instruments, and Cooper makes the second as it bounced off of every imaginable part of the rim. Timeout for Michigan as they could not get the ball in. They don't want to get a 5-second call.
2 timeouts left for them now. Definitely going to be key down here to take a couple timeouts to set your team up to make sure you come up with the best possible play.
Need those in your back pocket.
Yes, absolutely.
And Syracuse, Michigan's able to come back into this game holding on by 3 points now because of the 0 field goals for Syracuse in the last 2 minutes and 26 seconds, they were able to get a few points here and there from free throws, with one coming on that last possession. But they haven't converted from the field, and as that has let Michigan come back into this game late here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And right now, Kayla Robbins has 19 points, and she is definitely leading the way right now for this team. Definitely starting to become a star player right now.
Kayla Robbins with 19, and second is Hillman and Brown with 12 each. Brown, most of her points coming from the line, where she's 6 of 8. She's only 2 of 9 from the field.
Now we see a full court press from Syracuse again.
And play drawn out of the timeout for Michigan as they get the ball inbounds. Nas Hillman gives it off to Amy Dilk. And we're approaching the 2-minute mark. Timeout, Kim Barnes-Arico for Michigan. And that's 2 quick timeouts. I don't know what she saw there, or if she saw something and she wants to capitalize on it and score on this possession, because this possession is key. You want to keep this game as a one possession game. And Michigan trails by 3 points here, so Kim Barnes-Arico must have seen something. Maybe it was something poor that she drew up in that last timeout and she wanted to adjust, or maybe it was something that she saw with this Syracuse defense that she wanted to attack.
Yeah, it definitely was questionable there. I thought maybe, she definitely did see something that she wanted to adjust, because definitely I think this is going to be a key possession, especially under 2 minutes left. You don't have so many possessions left to give away, so you're going to have to make most of them all. And definitely right now, I think that's key.
And man, are those timeouts important. Blowing 2 there in the past, 12 seconds? So
yeah.
It's
especially when you're down.
That's a calculated decision by Kim Barnes-Arico.
Yes.
And she gets it into Nas Hillman. Nas Hillman on the free throw line, extended on the right side, down the right block, passing down to Amy Dilk. Amy Dilk driving and gets the bucket to go. Michigan converts out of the timeout, down by 1 point, 69-68.
That was a good call.
That was a necessary timeout for Michigan, and they were able to get points out of it. Syracuse with the ball on the right wing.
Very close to the end line right there. The half-court line, for Syracuse.
And Quentin Hillsman, Syracuse's head coach, calls a timeout of his own. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Syracuse leads 69-68 with 1 minute and 42 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Now, in the past, 35 seconds of game time, we've had 3 timeouts. So the last 1 minute and 42 seconds of game time, if we keep up this rate, we'll be here until 11:30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 10:52. Pretty late game here.
Absolutely.
And Nas Hillman was saying before the game that it's surprising they have a 9 o'clock game, because most of their fans are elderly folk and children, and it is way past their bedtime.
In case you guys just tuned in right here to 88.3 FM Ann Arbor, Michigan is down 69-68 to Syracuse. Syracuse with the inbound.
Crowd on their feet, making lots of noise. Syracuse inbounds the ball. Kiara Lewis gets the ball out of the timeout on the left wing. Syracuse in a 2-1-2 offense. Back out in the left corner. Pull up, jumper, no good. Nas Hillman with the board. Amy Dilk gets the ball, pushing the ball up the court. 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this tight game. Amy Dilk with the ball on the right wing now. Picks up her dribble. Back down to Nas Hillman. Cutting is Haley Brown. Haley Brown gets it to go. And that was Kayla Robbins, Kayla Robbins adding to her 19 points. She's at 21 on the day. Michigan gets the lead, 70-69. Kiara Lewis from Syracuse dribbling through the defense and pulls it back out. 50 seconds left on the game clock. Michigan up 70-69.
I believe that was their first lead here in the second half.
It was indeed. First lead in a while for this Michigan Wolverines women's team.
Since the first quarter.
Syracuse, 4 seconds left on the game. Shot clock, trying to make something happen. Goes, blocked, time, shot clock expires. Michigan leads 70-69, 34.9 left on the game clock. Michigan basketball.
Very crucial defensive stand there for Michigan. Man, I think Michigan got away with the foul, but it benefits them greatly right now.
That was Nas Hillman with the block as she just put her hands up and was straight up and down. No foul there called. And that was a straight up block. Michigan basketball, 3 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Amy Dilk fouled as she was dribbling the ball down the court by Kiara Lewis. She will go to the line for 2.
Two people in foul trouble for Syracuse this late in the game is Jaldi
Tabdi and Stratman each with 4 fouls. And Dilk with the first of 2. She missed it. Michigan leads 70-69. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Just leave a bad taste in your mouth when you miss free throws. Tight games here down the stretch.
13 points left on the board in these missed free throws. And she makes the second there, making it a 2-point game, which is key for this Michigan team because you don't want to be up by 1 and Syracuse make a bucket late with like 1 or 2 seconds left because there's no shot clock anymore. 30 seconds left on the game clock. So shot clock is off. It is key to have it as a 2-score game because Syracuse can make a can make a bucket from the 2-point line within the 3-point line or a 3. But now with a 2-point lead, you can withstand a 2-pointer and go to overtime. But with a 1-point advantage, you can't.
I would definitely think that they're going to try to design a play right now where they get that corner open for a 3 attempt because they've been able to hit it throughout most of this game. So you're definitely, if you're Michigan, I would definitely be looking at that at the 3-point line probably right now because they have been so key today at trying to hit that ball.
If I'm Syracuse's head coach Quentin Hillsman, I'm drawing up a play pretty much with 20 seconds left on the game clock, kind of early, so that you can get a score, or if you miss, you still have time to come back. Because if you drain the game clock all the way down until like 5 seconds and then try to score and then miss and Michigan gets the rebound, you're SOL.
Yeah, it's over. And they are very, very good tonight. And going forward, I think they're going to continue to be just a great team and a very good 3-point shooting team.
And teams breaking out of the timeouts. Michigan again leading 71-69. Again, I am Zach Corson alongside Ryan Buckman on the call in Chrysler Center. Michigan up 71-69, 30 seconds left on the game clock. Shot clock turned off. Crowd on their feet, making noise. Michigan playing tight defense. Kiara Lewis with the ball for Syracuse. Driving left side, goes up and misses. But Syracuse with the offensive rebound, goes up, misses. And that ball is a rebound by Syracuse. Kicks it right out to Kiara Lewis for 3. Misses. Syracuse with an offensive rebound and she's fouled. Going up, that's a loose ball foul. Going for the board. There's no 1-1 women's basketball.
Oh, yeah,
men's basketball, that'll be a 1-1. Women's basketball, she will go to the line for 2.
Forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Of course. Digna Stratman from Latvia at the line for 2. Syracuse looking to tie this game up, makes the first of 2. Michigan leads 71-70 with 5 seconds left and a free throw coming for Syracuse. Stratman goes up, makes it, and there's a substitution and a timeout for Michigan with 5 seconds left on the game clock, all knotted up. So you see that free throw by Amy Dilk, especially key right here.
Oh, absolutely was, and I think definitely at the same time for Michigan not being able to get the rebound there was
oh my
so hard.
Syracuse had like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds out there. That cannot happen.
Yeah, you got to be more disciplined there to try to box out and get that rebound. Whatever you
get on a body.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on a body, push them out. That was not happening though, as Syracuse had everyone down low and Michigan was kind of on the perimeter with Naz Hillman, the only one fighting for the board, not able to get it and getting that foul called on her, and Syracuse going to the line for 2.
Was that timeout called by Michigan just right now?
That was, so we have no timeouts left.
I'm shocked they didn't try to get the ball up court quick and then call a timeout to try to set up a play.
There's still enough time on the clock, 5 seconds left, so it's not a catch and shoot scenario, so you still have time,
hurry up there.
Ample time to dribble the ball up the court and then make something happen. But if there was 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock or 3 seconds on the clock, then I would say yes, you let the ball roll or try to just advance it to beyond half court and then call a timeout. But with 5 seconds left, I think you have enough time here.
Yeah, I think so. I always feel more comfortable trying to take the ball up and then try and call a timeout to help your situation out a little bit more.
Yes. And that actually was a full timeout, so they were able to advance the ball.
Okay, so
And Amy Dilk taking the ball out next to the Michigan basketball bench. 5 seconds left on the game clock. Again, it is 71 all, knotted up. Michigan basketball taking the ball out. Amy Dilk back to Kayla Robbins. Kayla Robbins on the right block, spinning, going up, missing. Syracuse with the rebound. We are going to overtime, folks.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to call a foul there. That was just good defense, and this late in the game, you're just not going to do it.
And the late game gets later as we go to overtime. All knotted up at 71, Michigan and Syracuse. 5-minute overtime period coming up.
Yeah, if you're Syracuse, that's exactly what you wanted, especially when you had that lead, and you gave it up there at the within the last 2 minutes. But for Michigan, you have to keep that intensity up here in this overtime.
And Michigan's fortunate to even get to overtime as they were down by 9 points entering that third quarter.
10.
9 points
Yeah.
entering that
and when
third
it got
quarter.
up to 10.
It did get up to 10. The largest lead for Syracuse was 10. Largest lead for Michigan was 3. And they really got it going in that fourth quarter, going to the line, not able to convert all of their buckets from the line. But what was key in that fourth quarter was the defense.
Absolutely.
Michigan held Syracuse to an abysmal shooting percentage, knocking their field goal percentage down to 40% and their three-point field goal percentage down to 37%. So that was really key there. And also the rebounding advantage for Syracuse is big. They're up 39 to 35 in that rebounding advantage. Michigan, usually known for good rebounding, but losing that category here today. And we have a tip. And the lineups out are the starting lineups: Hyman, Cooper, Engsler, Lewis, and Stratman for Syracuse. Naz Hillman, Amy Dilk, Kayla Robbins, Akenray Johnson, Haley Brown for Michigan. Naz Hillman against Stratman with the tip. Michigan gets possession, 4 minutes, 55 seconds left on the game clock. Amy Dilk passes to Akenray Johnson, the right corner. Amy Dilk, right wing, gets the ball back. Johnson with the ball on the right wing. Cross-court pass to Haley Brown. Haley Brown, left block. Passes out to Akenray Johnson on the right wing. Shoots, misses. Syracuse rebound.
Definitely trying to set something up there. It was definitely a little toned-down version of what we saw at the end of the first half, or second half.
Syracuse with the ball. Kiara Lewis setting up an offense, calling out a play. Everyone's on the perimeter for Syracuse. They're doing a little pass and cut action. Pass, cut, weak side. Ran that on my high school team. Syracuse driving baseline. Back out, left corner, Stratman. Jumper, no good, short. Rebound, Syracuse gets the offensive board. Goes back up and swatted away. Foul called on Syracuse. Amy Dilk got the rebound, but she was fouled by Cooper. Michigan basketball.
I believe they're shooting 2 free throws now.
It's true. The fouls do not reset once we hit the overtime period. For every quarter they do reset, but once into overtime, they stay in the bonus. Each team is in the bonus with 5 fouls each in that fourth quarter. So Amy Dilk will head to the line for 2, where she is 2 of 6 on the day. So not the prettiest percentage. Dilk's first free throw is on the way and good, as Michigan now leads 72 to 71. Dilk fires and is good for her second free throw. Michigan leads 73 to 71 with just a tick under 4 minutes left in this game. Michigan with the press, and that's a traveling violation. Called. Naz Hillman and Amy Dilk fired up, giving each other a chest bump. Michigan will regain possession up by 2 points.
Their full court press has been very impressive here in the second half, and it's definitely caused many problems for Syracuse.
It has been, and as I said, coming out of halftime, I wanted to see more of the full court press, and Michigan did exactly that in the second half, coming back into this game in the fourth quarter, and now employing it at the beginning of overtime, creating the turnover. Naz Hillman with the ball on the right wing to Akenray Johnson. Akenray Johnson jab step to Kayla Robbins. Kayla Robbins feeds Naz Hillman down low, too low for the Syracuse defender to even have a chance. Naz Hillman sinks the bucket. Michigan up by 4 and pressing now. Syracuse breaks the press. Kiara Johnson with the ball in the middle of the court. Kicks back out to Stratman. Stratman for 3. Lines it up and sinks it. She's good. That was not Stratman, that was Emily Engstler for 3 from the left wing.
Yeah,
cutting the Syracuse
felt
Staffs
like
into
they're
1.
going to start doing that, especially when they were starting to get behind here. That's their go-to for late games.
Michigan up by 1 with 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter, in this overtime period. Kayla Robbins with the ball in the left corner. Back out to Amy Dilk on the left wing. Screen by Naz Hillman. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Drive, right baseline, goes up is a Kenray Johnson, and she's fouled. She will go to the line for 2, where she is 2 of 4 on the day and trying to improve that percentage.
Is that Stroutman or? No, that was Engstler. That's her 4th, I believe.
So Syracuse now has 3 players with 4 fouls each. And Kenray Johnson makes the first of 2, extending that Michigan lead to 76-74 with just under 3 minutes left in this overtime period. Kenray Johnson sinks the second of 2. Michigan leads by 3 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Definitely look a lot cleaner there at the free throw line right now.
And Syracuse breaks the press, kicking it back out to Kiara Lewis. Kiara Lewis calming the Syracuse offense with everyone on the perimeter, getting a screen from Stratman. Cooper with the ball, pump fake, driving left wing, and she loses it. Diving on the floor as Haley Brown kicks it out to a Kenray Johnson. Kenray Johnson gets the ball to Amy Dilk. Michigan basketball.
More great defense from Michigan.
Amy Dilk navigating this patented 2-3 defense by Syracuse. Trying to find a hole, getting a screen from a Kenray Johnson. Feeding down low, Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman goes up, and she's big. She's too strong for Syracuse, especially down low on that block. Michigan leads 81-74, getting their largest lead of the day in this overtime period.
What did I say earlier? She's going to need to get into this game. Another steal!
Steal by Syracuse, by Michigan, and 1! A Kenray Johnson! Oh yeah, show what you're about! Michigan leads 81-74 with 1:51, and she will go to the line for another one.
Wow, that is incredible. Just definitely just getting at Syracuse, causing them to make mistakes, and it's benefiting Michigan right now.
The control on that fast break attempt, on that layup attempt, was impeccable. As this Michigan team is fired up, looking to go on the 6-0 run over the last minute and 1 second, looking to go on a 7-0 run with a Kenray Johnson, and 1 minute, 51 seconds left in this overtime period. Michigan up 81-74.
And all this with only taking 3 attempts all night and making 3. So that's incredible how well they've been inside the paint.
That's their game. 63 field goal attempts, 56 of which have come inside the 3-point line. A Kenray Johnson up and good from the line, converting the and 1. Michigan up 82-74, getting their largest lead of the day. Syracuse breaking the press with 1:40 left in this game. Cooper trapped, kick out left side. Engstler to Hamilton on the right side. Cooper from the right corner shoots and no good, air ball. Michigan rebound. That's Amy Dilk corralling the board. 1:30 left in this game. Michigan leading by 8, 82-74.
That was a big stop by Michigan. It's going to be very tough here for Syracuse.
Amy Dilk with the ball, milking that shot clock. 1:14 left on the game clock, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Amy Dilk gets the screen, down low, Naz Hillman. Naz Hillman goes up, misses, something we're not accustomed to, but it's Kayla Robbins with the offensive rebound, going up and getting fouled. She will go to the line for 2.
Man.
Everything going Michigan's way in this overtime period.
Whew. Earlier in the game, they would have called that a jump ball, but right now they're calling fouls, and I'm pretty okay with that.
No doubt. Kayla Robbins having the game of her season with 21 points on 8 of 13 shooting, adding another one from the line. She is 6 of 9 from the line, 8 of 13, as I said, from the field, with 22 points on the day. And 6 rebounds, no less. Michigan with a 10-point lead, their largest of the day. They just keep expanding it. And Syracuse with the ball with a minute remaining in overtime. And it's a turnover as they were trying to push it up the court. And this game just looks to be about over, folks. Michigan with the ball with just under 50 seconds left. Kenray Johnson gives it off to Amy Dilk at the top of the key. Syracuse not fouling, just playing straight up defense, and this arena is loud. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Amy Dilk at the top of the key, getting a screen from Naz Hillman, not using it, driving to her left, goes up. Oh! They don't count this bucket because she traveled, but that was quite the move by Amy Dilk. It's okay. Michigan's up by 10 with 30 seconds left.
I didn't think she had a chance at least, but man, that was incredible.
Syracuse goes up, gets the bucket, 25 seconds left, down by 8 points. Michigan looking to inbound, gets it into Amy Dilk. Amy Dilk has the ball, back out to Kayla Robbins. Kayla Robbins with 20 seconds left on the game clock. Does not look like Syracuse is going to foul. She gets across the half-court line, and it looks like that's going to be game as Kayla Robbins is going to dribble out the clock. 8, 7, 6 seconds left. And this is the first big win of the season for Michigan as they lost the top 25 matchup against Notre Dame earlier, and they win against a fringe top 25 team, Syracuse, in overtime, making the comeback, winning this game 84-76 in a tough victory, in a heart full of heart and full of hustle. Big win for Michigan basketball.
If I'm right, I think they only had one possession in that overtime where they didn't score. I mean, they were going right at them.
And on that one possession where they didn't score, the ball went in the bucket, but the ball didn't count.
Yeah. Man, incredible night. Well, I think all around for this whole Michigan team here at the end, especially for, I think, Hillman, who definitely was able to step up and kind of pick her team up when they were down here within the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. And she just started to really put a lot of energy into the crowd, a lot of energy into her team.
This whole Michigan team.
Yeah.
Haley Brown, Naz Hillman,
Kayla
screaming,
Robbins.
Kayla Robbins, Kenray Johnson, all loud, all fiery, all crazy good in overtime for Michigan as Michigan won 84-76. And they were able to win this game even though they shot 66% from the line on 38 attempts. That was the difference in this game. They got to the line 38 times.
That is just
25 of 38. That's the difference in this game.
Well, that's why you work in the paint. That's
it's true.
What you do.
It's true. The difference for this game, the 3-point attempts and the free throw attempts. Syracuse had 35 3-point attempts. Michigan had 7. But by doing so, Michigan was able to work it down low and get those foul calls and go to the line and get those points, even though they were making 1 of 2 at times or 2 of 2, as they only shot 66%. Those 25 points were massive.
I think it was huge here at the end of the game when you started getting really revved up there. The adrenaline started flowing, and it's just helped you with the flow of the game right there.
The turning point for me was getting back to that press.
Oh,
getting
absolutely.
back to that press, getting back into this game from down 10 points at the largest lead for Syracuse and 9 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They just made it happen. They worked, they chipped away, they played tough defense with 15 steals on the day, causing 24 turnovers for Syracuse. That's how you win a ball game.
Absolutely, and I think getting your hands in the lane, even when they got down here on Syracuse end, it just caused fits for Syracuse here at the end, here at the second half and the end of the game.
The story of this game was defense, and Syracuse came out with the loss. Michigan came out with the win, winning 84-76 with that extra period of overtime. And as we end our coverage tonight, we thank you very much for listening to WCBN Sports on 88.3 FM and on YouTube. My name is Zach Corson, alongside me, Ryan Buckman, and earlier in the first half, seems like a while ago, was Adam Rich alongside Temi Youssef. The final score, Michigan won 84-76. You can catch our next broadcast of Michigan women's basketball on December 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday against Oakland University. Thank you again, good night, and as always, go blue.
Go blue.